Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Lucky bastard.
You being sarcastic or something like that?
Fool, you should never mix your drinks.
What are you retarded?
We'll have to take this abuse much longer.
You're a fool! You're a fool! You're a fool!
Oh, that's what we call diarrhea.
You think this is a fucking joke? This ain't Kenny camera. There's no hidden cameras.
Oh shit, I've said fuck. Oh fuck, I've said shit.
That's your ass. Get a weapon collector, Ross.
I could knock him out in the shed. Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
Stop it, please. For God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time.
Is this not why you are here?
Hello everyone, yes, welcome to the Bed Shitters Club. I hope you haven't shit the bed too bad in my absence. Sorry I'm late, I was talking to my nephew about something, but yes, welcome to the Bed Shitters Club, all 16 of you.
What are you doing in so early? Shit the bed.
Right, hello Dropped, hello Cheryl and Tom, hello my queen, hello Mr. B1000, Fall and Evil, hello. Dave, hello if you're still there. Right, I'm on. I'm probably going to show you my not forged in fire build purely because I want to tease people into making sure they join in. Because when you see what you could win, may well make you think, oh, I wish I'd joined in there. You might not. Spacey, how you doing, mate? You right? So yes, Penny, how you doing? You right? Right. Yeah, Leighton was talking to me about he had a memory card. He was wondering if I could take the stuff off the memory card and put it on a bigger memory card. And then I realised it was like a 128 gigabyte fucking card, and I thought, fucking hell. Drop said, who do I give the prize to when I win? Well, you've won, you get to keep it. You could give it to Penny if you wanted to, but you win it. Dave said, I found the right one. Yes, so if you're watching vertically, you probably have more fun watching me horizontally. I'm going to take my hearing aid out. I don't need it in if I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, I've got something there that you could win. Mother, how you doing, mate? I hope you're all good. I'm all right. I've just been rushing around. Actually, I haven't been in a good mood lately. But, I don't know. I'm working my way around it. There's no reason. I just, after a while, get frustrated about stuff because there's always a lot to do here now. And I've took too much stuff on, basically. I need to stop taking on more fucking jobs until they're done. But, yeah. I'm all right. So I've started watching one of the greatest TV shows that was ever made to try and cheer myself up a bit. I'm on series 2 already. Life is frustrating to place. It certainly is, mate. Certainly is. Yeah, I get very fucking angry. John, what's up, how you doing, mate? You alright? I can't give you a thumbs up. I had something in my hand. Oh, look, you can tell I've been doing leather work. My thumb's brown. Look like I've been smoking. I feel the need to put my hearing aid back in. It's too fucking quiet. It is, Dave. Dave said Red Dwarf's brilliant. It is. There's been a lot of stuff that I forgot about in Red Dwarf. A lot of nicknames. But no, it has been cheering me up, and it gave me an idea. It's given me an idea for a spy reverse clip. Because why not? So, Matty, how you doing, mate? You right? So, when Crichton comes in, when Crichton's first introduced, he is watching Androids, which is a parody of Neighbours. So, guess what? We're now going to have a parody of Androids called Desmond's. And I'm going to do it as a scene-for-scene remake of Androids, which is a parody of Neighbours, with the full theme tune and everything. It won't be a whole episode, but it'll be one of the Desmonds watching Desmonds Yeah. Oh yeah, Red Dwarf's great, isn't it? Slave to name. How you doing, mate? Matty, what you been up to? You been up to much? Just popped in to say, I hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. I've seen you've been getting your videos out, which is good. I hope they're getting lots of views, mate. Just going to check, see if I've missed anything. John Masobo said, many a time I had a brown thumb and forefinger, mate. No complaints, though. Yes, this that's not a brown as it looks, but that's leather dye. Leather dye. Spacey said, new videos got a pre-order. Took 21 months to get. Low views, post some ducklings. It's always the way, isn't it? It's always the way, Spacey. You put a lot of effort into something, no one watches. Yeah, and then another one, yes. The drop said trivia. The guy who played the first Crichton also played who else in the show? Oh, I don't know, because I actually looked him up today as well. I know his name. I think his name was Dave Ross. I think his name was David Ross. But maybe if I'd seen some more, I might be able to tell you. But I don't know off the top of my head because I haven't. A lot of it's not very fresh in my head at the minute. Who else did he play? Dropped. Paul said, any further on your plans to get an HDR 50 for making a holster yet? Should maybe have a look on a few different online paintball shops and keep an eye on them. Yes. In all honesty, I'd forgotten. I am planning to get one though, but again, there's been a lot going on, so it may not be for about a month until I'm seriously. Well, maybe longer than that. It'll probably be later on in the year. I'd probably say autumnish, for purely because I've got a lot of shit coming up that I need to do that involves money first. So yeah. Tom said, "Are you sure your brown thumb?" Tom Michelle said, "Are you sure your brown thumb isn't you to exploring your netherings?" No, it's not. It is not. It could be. It could be, but it's not. Hello, Saint. Yes, WeaponCollector is here. Jasper, how you doing? Oh, is it Talkie Toaster? I didn't know. I didn't know that character, that person. Fucking hell, drop. I can't talk. I didn't know that actor did Talkie Toaster as well. Pretty sure they died recently as well. Not recently. About 3 or 4 years ago, maybe, or last year. The bloke who did Talkie Toaster, I think, died. I'm sorry, but I watched the American pilot of Red Dwarf. Not as good though. You can't beat the original. Yeah, well, on the DVD, because I've got all the DVDs. The DVDs do have that. Yes, it's fucking. There's a reason that got fucking. What do you call it? Cancelled. Evil said, "Don't know. I know he presented Scrappy Chat. Yeah, that's I can't remember his name now. Robert Llewellyn, isn't it? But no, there was, because this is what people forget. There was a Crichton before Crichton was in it full term. He was in it for one episode and then left to explore the ship. Yes, and then he comes back, and then it's Robert Llewellyn. Yeah, why would you remake Red Dwarf? Because one of the things I was sat there today while I was watching it, and do you know the thing I absolutely loved the most about Red Dwarf is how fucking English it is, how British it is. That's what makes it what it is. Trying to change any of that humour, it's similar to like the In-Betweeners. That didn't work at all either. Part of what makes them funny is being British English. That's what makes it funny. Yeah, because the Yanks can't, because the Americans can't do British humour. Because it's that kind of humour that you have only really works if you're English. Because it's even just saying, I know this will sound odd, but even just Holly saying, don't do that. Lister's got a watch on with Holly on it, and he's going at and rubbing it. And he says, don't do that, I can see right down your gob. And just the word gob is funny. Americans don't say gob. Shit like that. I know that sounds really like, I don't know, but even just like words we use are amusing, I think. Anyway, no, I'm not saying Americans don't have amusing words, but why I find it so funny is because of the way we talk and act. Yeah. Numbers for LB. This is true. My 14-year-old son who has autism was really down the other day, and I put on a clip of Red Dwarf when Lister and the cat pretended to be aliens. Using Crichton's eyes, and he loved it. Yeah, that's why I'm watching it, because I'm in a bad mood all the time at the minute. So I thought I'd watch something I find really funny, and I'm loving it. Yeah, I love it when the scutters swear. The said, can you imagine a British version of Friends? We had men behaving badly in Game On. Yeah, well, very different, aren't they? It's that. I don't think a lot of the times the humours cross over. It doesn't mean American comedy isn't funny, and it doesn't mean, you know, I've got some great fucking American comedies that I absolutely love, but yeah. But sometimes try to swap them over. Hello, Saint, by the way, I've been missing your comments. Almost finished the file knife. Sent you a photo of the sheath to be made. Nice. Jasper said, doing pretty good. Good. Dave said, damn, I'd forgotten about Game On. I watched Game On recently. Game On's good. Well, funny thing is, dropped, I thought coupling. Yeah. But in a way, that's very different. It's got a vague element of sort of Friends, but again, it's very different though, isn't it? But yeah. Fool said, I'd love to see an edited version of Nightmare on Elm Street with the original Wes Craven scripts, unfilmed bits added via AI. They couldn't afford a D&D scene, and others they could easily do that. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was very good. Yeah. That's a yes drop. Coupling is close to match to Friends, but it's not for kids, no. Right. We'll come back to Red Dwarf in a minute. I am highly enjoying it. The end theme tune. Two of my favourite bits of music from TV, free actually, but one doesn't make me like happy. One makes me quite sad, which is Twin Peaks theme. However, Red Dwarf end theme and the Trailer Park Boys opening theme, as soon as I hear that music, that lifts my spirit anyway. Fucking love the end theme of Red Dwarf. Anyway, Not Forged in Fire. I'm going to spoil what you can win because I think it might spur people on to joining in and trying harder. Not that people aren't trying harder, but I'm doing a competition called Not Forged in Fire where you build a knife without a forge. And whoever wins, so if I win, I'm going to have mine judged as well. I may not win. I might not win. I'm not that confident. However, if I win, the second place person will win my knife. This is the knife you can win. I still haven't sharpened it yet, but that doesn't really matter at this point yet. And I could clean up that blade a little bit more. So yeah, this is what you would win. But you have to join in. You have to be in it to win it. Okay. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Spacey. Thank you, Dave. So I said, me and Mike liked that too. Saying, oh, what? Yes, the Young Offenders was good. Yes, I actually really did like Young Offenders. Tell you something to what? If you haven't seen it, go on to BBC iPlayer and look up. I think it's called Fun Boys. Look up Fun Boys. That is fucking amazing. Let me just check that's what it's called. BBC iPlayer Fun Boys. Yeah, Fun Boys. Look up Fun Boys. It's fucking amazing. There's only 4 episodes. I think you'd like that. Spacey said, Wes Craven just finished watching Invitation to Hell. I've not seen that. Eva said, sleepiness makes me grumpy and shortens my already short fuse, so I struggle to spell adequately. Yeah, I've been in a really bad mood lately. I have to stop myself going mental sometimes. Natat said, what's FYO mean? Mike loves that knife, so if you want to win it, you better make an epic one. Yes. Yes. I do. I want to keep it. I don't want to give this one away now. Jumps over said Samantha Janus. Yeah, Janice. She was well nice. Mike, which Matthew character did you prefer? I don't actually. I quite like them both because they're quite. I don't know. Maybe the second one, but I don't know because I quite like them both. I find them both highly amusing, and yeah, my favourite bit from Game On was when he's talking about having a fight with his dad over because his dad has asked him about why the towels are all hard. And he just says, because it's spunk, Dad, or something like that. Oh, yeah. His bullshit story about killing his dad, wherever it was. Dave said, I couldn't begin to make a knife with the tools I have. I'd have to wait for the claps and then go shopping. Zach said, come on, Boo, it has to be the original, Matthew. For your information. Yeah, but that had a fucking... Hang on. For your... That should be FYI, not FYO. I'm not sure. It's hard for me to say. I genuinely did like both Matthews because they're very different. They are very different, but they're both fucking hilarious. They are both hilarious. Evil said, so if we randomly vanish, we possibly fall into... Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, Evil. Yeah, no, if I am known for being unintentional ASMR, so I might talk you to sleep tonight without even meaning to. We'll see. It'll be when I'm not so excited. Double said, Mike, was you a 2 pints of lager fan? Yes and no. So yes, I was, but I haven't seen loads of them. I used to love watching that on BBC Three, but I realised there's fucking tons of that I haven't seen. Loads of it. Few-ass Count 161 said, ever killed anything with a weapon? If you mean have I ever hunted with an air rifle and killed something and eaten it, totally legally, yes. If you mean am I a psychotic killer, maybe not. I don't know. I have not killed anything with a weapon, no. Apart from air rifles, which was hunting, and pest control. I went on a mission to watch all 2 pints of lager. Yeah, there's a lot of them, isn't there? There's a lot more than you'd think. So tonight I said, what are you making with the leather sheath then? What do you mean, John? Sorry, you confused me. What do you mean? All this setup? You mean? So if I didn't, I don't know if you're watching on vertical or not. This will be a giveaway for basically to win this. Someone has to make a knife though. You have to make a knife, and then they're all judged. That's what you mean. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. I read that wrong. So I've got it now. So hang on, no, let me reread that. I read that wrong. So what you're making with the leather work then? Well, at the minute, just sheaves. Sorry, I read that wrong. Making some sheaves at the minute. I'm making a fancy, complicated weight belt for metallic. It's got. I don't know if you saw that weight belt, did you? It looks like a weird sex belt, but it's not. Mother said, "Have you played Days Gone?" I got it. I never played it. I got it for free and I never played it. Cookie, how you doing, mate? Dave said, when I lived in Hertfordshire, there was a pheasant and deer farms everywhere. Never went hungry. Hang on, that's later today, man. I'll show you a picture of my latest complicated work because I find things like that quite straightforward. However, like your quiver bag, that was a very extensive. That's probably the most work I've ever done on a leather thing. There was a hell of a lot of work in that, more than their looks. Hang on. Well, I'd say the latest bit of leather work I did was this. I need to put that on the shop. WeaponCollector, so on patches. Nearly said pouches. That's not the thing I was talking about, though. So, The last proper complicated bit of leather work I did was this, and it looks rude, but it's not. So this is the back of it. That's the back of it. Those bits at the top are not to put your hands in. It looks so dodgy. Doesn't that look like them bits on the side there to tie someone's hands up? That's the back of it. That's the front of it. That's a very fancy, complicated weight belt that I'm making for metallic. So she can do very heavy squat thrusts. Yeah, your quiver bag was probably one of the most complicated things I've done for the amount of different work involved in it. Right. Saint said I have the OG patch out, Saint. Fucking Saint, that's even got fucking ready-made sew holes. He told me he was gonna fucking sew it last year. He don't watch my videos. He don't watch the Spire files. He buys stuff and doesn't fucking use them. That mod ship is getting further and further. Look, you're almost on a different continent now, Alex. Oh, God. I appreciate you buying them. Don't tell my quiver bag is bang on. Thank you, mate. Number Tabo said, Mike, looks like something out of 7. It does, doesn't it? It looks proper dodgy. Mum said, Mike, how's your cold steel GI Tanto? I'm thinking to sharpen the back side of mine, but I don't know if it'll be good for friends. That would definitely sharpen. In fact, my one, the top bit of it is so sharp you can cut yourself with it without it ever being sharpened. Spacey said, looks like something you wear under your tight pants for a camel day look. Yes. Oh, God. I'm not actually crying. So you should be. I hope it's crying up from guilt. Yeah, it was designed on other sort of harnesses you can get. That's why you might look at it and think, how the fuck they ever think that's going to work? Well, it is based on harnesses that definitely do work, and it's made so that she can have those side bits are to strap weights to, and there's one at the front to strap weights to, and then she'll put her pull weight stack on that ring at the back, which is it's a boat rig fucking tie down, so that should be solid as fuck if you can hold a boat. Put that on, and then she can do very, very heavy thrusts at home. Save to man said, sorry, I said that wrong. Did you not take a picture of my? I must have no, I've definitely got pictures of your quiver somewhere, mate. They must. The problem is they're probably so far down in my thing now, though I don't know where I'll find them. I just had to go through about 50 pictures to find that. Let me see if it would come up, because sometimes you can search stuff. And it'll, like, even if I put in bag, it might find, it will search through your pictures of what it thinks is a bag, if you know what I mean. Nah. But I don't think it would understand quiver. No, I would show it, but I wouldn't have that's on my phone somewhere. That said, yes, Spacey, we might have to modify it. It's designed to hopefully not split the difference, but if it fails, a crotch panel will be added. Yeah, so at the minute, we're not 100% if it's going to work as well as we hope it will, but I can adjust it if not. Paul said, Mike rides on a tricycle with a mask on. Do you want to play a game? And he dangled from your groin over a bit of spikes. Fucking hell. Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. So said the weights are to hold me down so I can do lat pull downs, and the back ring is for standing glute thrusts. Okay. I don't know. I just know it's for weights. That's all. Don't tell me no one touching my ring at the back. Oh, God. Saint said, update. When I went camping, Only bought a tent and a wool blanket. Didn't bring a roll mat. So come 2 a.m. my back was killing and I was shivering. 7 fuck's sake. What a fucking nightmare. Yeah, that's a lesson learned. I'm Sainty boy. I can take a roll mat every time. I always take a roll mat. Fuck that. I'm not at my age. I used to be able to sleep on a blanket as a kid. I could sleep on a slope with stones under me as a fucking kid with just a blanket under me. Not anymore. Mum said, "Can we play the random Cold Steel game?" If you want to play the random Cold Steel game, go ahead. Christ. Cheryl said, "Oh my God, you sure Metallic hasn't joined the Teabagging Society?" Fucking hell. That would be quite good to hang someone up with, though, I think. Yeah. Metallic said, "I'll get Mike to video me using it and send it to Cheryl." Yes. So yes, if you're joining in the Not Forged in Fire build, that's what you can win. Look at that for a nearly mirror finish I've dropped. I know you like that. I know you also want to do mirror finish. That's about as close as I can be fucked to do. Slightly smudgy mirror. I think that's pretty good, considering you'll hate it. Would I consider buying a Gold Steel golf club? No. I would not do that. No. Well, it depends. Does it still have the golf club end on it? If it does, then maybe we'll... Don't forget to like the stream, everyone, by the way. Yeah, what you lot been up to? I haven't been doing a lot this week. What have I been doing? What have I been doing? Can't remember. Not a lot. Bollocks. John said, "Can't wait to polish mine. Just got the scales made today." Oh, nice. No, oh yeah, I won't spoil it. Yes, yes, nice. You do. I'll give you one thing dropped. You looking good, and I was very, very, very impressed by the size and shape of your slot. Your slot was very fucking tidy. Genuinely one of the nicest, snuggiest slots I've ever seen. I would like to touch that slot, but I probably never will. But that was a beautiful slot. Thank you for the pictures. I commend you on that slot. Amazing work. Saint said, "I thought if SAS can do it, so can I." Lesson learned, bring an inflatable roll man next time, yes. Yeah, fucking hell, yes. Brave to know, man, said, "Oh, say goodnight. Need sleep in a stressful few weeks. Take care, mate. I hope you can have a nice relax, mate. See you later, John. Take care, mate." Robert Harbour said, "Mike, further to your recent video regarding the lack of machetes, I noticed in Yarmouth a few weeks ago that a certain shop there last year sold curved saws, but this year only selling straight ones." Oh, there you go then. Maybe that they've realised now, because I know the shop. I know what you're saying. Don't bother saying, but I know the shop. And when I was in there, you know what, Riggs? Pretty much every shop that I've been in that sells stuff like that, I have noticed have been selling unintentionally illegal stuff. Now, I don't bother mentioning it to them because I don't want to stand there and have an argument with someone. In fact, the only one I know that doesn't, there's another place. Again, I can't say too much. There is another place I know who they're well up on their laws, because you have to be. But I can't say any more than that. Mother said, "Saint, can you see my comments?" Oh, I'm not seeing them, Evil. Hang on. Maybe, I don't know. Sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. Where did I miss that? I missed a few, actually. I must have shot up. Would you be able to swing it full force at a tree and it not bend? What's that? I've missed loads, haven't I? Metallic's in there. Evil's in there, or folded. Metallic has the bungees already set up in their house for a belt. So you're going to use it to fly across the living room with an axe and intruders, yes. They're perfect for that. Oh, the fucking golf club. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused. They said, got some really good wet and dry paper from Temu. Think it was 1,000 to 7,000. My bloody missus had a sneaky look at my bastard sword and left fingerprints. Ah, that's it. That's all it takes. Touch a sword, leave your fingerprints on. I need to check all my knives because when we came back here, when we was drunk, I think Jake had pretty much every knife down that he could get. And fucking better not be fucking fingerprint fucking rusts on them. Nah, it's alright. Was that a bit on the end there? It's not his fault, but I just mean because what people don't realise is when you have exactly what you're saying there. When you handle knives, if you've got sweaty hands, I've had knives that have had and I've known someone's touched them because it had a fucking thumbprint rust mark. Saint said I saw the cold steel FPV comment. Mother said thanks. Check now and see everyone can see them. Rumble Sour boosted. It could possibly be the lack of supply, Mike, regarding the hand towards curved swords, or possible pressure from the local plot. It could be. It's hard to say, isn't it? Because handmade ones are legal, aren't they? If it's handmade, it's legal. But you don't. Thing is, you don't see a lot of handmade curved swords in shops, though. I've never really seen any. It was always like the shit ones. I would buy a cold steel revolver. Deep in the bunk, how you doing, mate? You right? Numbers boosted, Mike. High carbon forged swords are terrible for rust. Thanks, and I bet the police actually look for fingerprints and blades when they're used. They always leave rust. Yeah, they always leave rust prints, exactly. But yeah, we had all these knives down recently. I forgot what I was fucking doing now. Doesn't matter. Oh, sandpaper. So how I got the finish to that, and actually how I got the paint off of this. So this was made from a slate ripper. I basically just fucking put some sandpaper on the bench, clamped it down, and just fucking rubbed it until I got the paint off, because it's not so bad when it's that long. When they're like that long though, or a sword, it's fucking nightmare. But yeah, you get a much better finish. Because I say, if I'd have bothered doing it anymore, I probably could have got an actual mirror finish on that if I'd have really tried. It's nearly, it's like a dirty mirror, but that's as much as I can be fucked to do by hand. I'm not that fussed. I don't mind but the problem is, it's a bit like with a lot of things. The nicer you make that blade, the more any marks show up afterwards, if you know what I mean. Whereas if you have something like a sort of, like that one, like an almost brushed metal look, marks on it don't really show. Deep said, been lifting and relaying another floor this week. I ain't this my rotten house, fuck's sake. Hard work, innit? How are your knees? How are your knees, Deep? I hope you've been putting knee pads on. So they said those scrub wheels are good, but would have worn out a flap disc. Would a worn out flap disc just do a good job on paint? Yeah, so the scrub wheels do, the flap discs do, but they do leave scratches. Now, the scratches aren't terrible, but doing that by hand, the only scratches that are left in that are basically ones that was already in it. So you'll see these, I don't know if you can see them or not. There's these vertical scratches here. That is where the edge of the slate ripper was. So I don't think I'd get those out. And if I got some polishing stuff out, I could probably get rid of the rest of them. But it's just them scratches going down there. They were already in it, and they're too deep. The problem is, that's all you've got to do is just make sure you don't put any deep scratches in, because you take forever to get them out. Evil said, I still say human slingshot's a good idea. You could commercialise it, yes. Well, it would work, wouldn't it? It would work. Evil said, think mine's 1011. Just need it done, and I'll make it pretty afterwards. What do you mean 1011? 10 to 11? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? That's gone over my head. Am I being stupid? Think mine's 10 out of 11? I don't know. Don't know. Would I buy a cold steel knuckles? 100% yes. Build a human slingshot, damn it. Deep said, fucked Mike, I'm the wrong side of 30. Yeah. Does your fucking anything does my knees in. Oh, inches. 10, 11 inches. This one's 9. This is 9 inches. The reason I didn't go too long is because the more you have to grind the bastard. I thought if I have it 9 inches, it doesn't make me want to die grinding it. Drop said, if you're using a flap disc, go one direction then the other. Scratches cancel better before polish. Nice. Oh, inches. Brinks, how you doing, mate? Will I buy a cold steel medieval catapult? Yes. Should have taped the blade body before working on the edge. Oh no, that's what I mean. No, that was underneath it. So that was actually underneath the paint. That. So them scratches, what it was, that's the scratches that are going that way were already under it. They were underneath the paint. I don't know how well you can see them. Just there. See, need to get it in the right light there. So those scratches there was already in it under the paint. They was under the paint. So that wasn't nothing to do with me. I have got an orbital sander. However, I found I can get a better finish. This finish here, completely 100% by hand. And some of those straight line marks there, that's just where I'm pulling it in and out the sheath. It's not scratches, it's just the leather. That's like the leather rubbing against the metal and sort of tarnishing it, if you know what I mean. And also you can see like fingerprints now. See all those fingerprints all down there. That's what I mean by the more you... But yeah, those ones going across that way, that's where there's a little loop in the slate ripper and it was already there. And they're too deep to get out. Rich, how you doing, mate? Crow, how you doing? Any idea if you'll be making any pry bars? Give me a couple of months, mate, and I'll see if I can get some done, because I need to make one for someone anyway. You know you want to build one. I do. God, wait till I got the time. Dumbledore said, Michael's all painting prepper did a video the other day saying how to get around the VCRA Act on realistic firearms. It doesn't help collectors. It's the powers that be sees it. I like the guy, but yeah, I think Peach had shared that. Yeah, I didn't really know what to make of it, to be honest. I didn't really know what to. Yeah, I don't know. As you say, yeah, it's probably not a good idea, but I don't know. So, Crowl, yes, I did reply to you on somewhere about that. Launch people into lakes. I said, would you buy a cold steel massage gun? Yeah, I would. Then I noticed the fine grit sandpaper gets clogged after 5 seconds of use. Probably too expensive to bother with. Get cheap stuff. Just go on Temu and buy a selection pack for like £4 or something. Just do that. It may only be small bits. Just get cheap ones, Saint. Just get it cheap off Temu or something. Saint said, no, I read that. Crow said, just cosplay has been around for 8-10 years. It's not new. Brings us, since the government banned X-up bully dogs, dog attacks have gone up 200%, banning things take away. Well, that's the thing. It's the same with crossbows. Suddenly I've got more, didn't it? Ninja Man, how you doing? You right? Fallen Hill said, get some Smurf poo paste and give it a good rubbing. It'll buff out. Yeah, well, this is what I was saying. I probably will give it a bit of a buff just to get those last bits out. But as I said, I'm not that fussed. What you need to, this is what I'm trying to say. Like for me, I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm not bothered about making it any more shiny than that. But I'm just saying that it could be if you wanted to, but I'm not bothered. I don't normally even bother because it's just extra steps that I can't be asked with. And so said, not too bad, Rich. Hit a new personal best on seated row today. 90 pound plus 2 kilograms, 20 reps. Yeah, that's good. Congratulations, our queen. Would I buy a Cold Steel tactical dildo? Who says I don't already have one? No. Well, by the way, you know your survival pry bar you've sold in the past, is that specific one EDC friendly? Only asking because of the sharp cuttings. Well, it wouldn't be legal anyway because it would be technically a fixed blade, but if you want, I don't know. I can do it without the blade, but then it's missing half the bits then, isn't it? It would be something you'd probably have to have a reason. The problem is EDC in a pry bar makes it look like you're going to quit. So I would treat a pry bar no different than a fixed blade knife. Make sure you've got a good reason for it. Yeah. If it's full, I don't think anyone wants to rub my dad's turd. Piss myself laughing. Tactical dildo, laughing me ass off, mother. Does it have a modular mounting? Probably. Just smile and say hello. How are you? And hi, beautiful ones. How's the crossbow situation going? As I really need to get rid of the wife and claim the insurance because my new girlfriend is really expensive. She's emptying my wallet. And there's no news on him. No news. So yeah, the thing with a pry bar. Survival pry bar, I would treat carrying as I say, I would treat carrying a survival pry bar like a fixed blade knife. I'd make sure you have to have a reason for carrying it. You don't, but you would. Deep said, what's the UK legalities on an automatic ball bearing gun or an electric railgun? You know what? I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know, Deep. Guy said, but of course, I was only asking because apparently pry bars are allowed as EDC without cause, just as long as you don't double as a fixed blade. Yeah, well, I could take the blade off of that and still do it with the sort of sharpened hook, the tin opener, the screwdriver, the prying end, and all that. I can still do that. If you don't want that, you can say, oh, I'd like one, but without the sharp edge. Yeah, I don't know. But also, it's a sharp edge in a way that you can't really cut someone with it, can you? It's more for cutting things. You couldn't really cut someone with that. You'd be better off just hitting them with it, wouldn't you? Kung Fu Tuber, how are you? Saint said, I want to make one of those Halligan bars, if you've ever seen one, like a crowbar on crack. Let me look up. Is that exactly how you spell it, Saint? Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I think not one of them, but one of the similar ones. Stanley Fat Max thing. I know Stu had one of them. No, that's all right. That was right. Would I buy a Cold Steel cocksock? No. Kung Fu said, not bad, thanks. Hope you're doing okay. I'm not doing too bad. I'm getting slight fucking headache trying to keep up with all his comments. That's all right. Guys, it's just practical because they're practical. Yeah, all I would say is if you carry one of those pry bars, treat it like a fixed blade knife. So yeah. Kung Fu Tuber said, finally managed to tune into a live show. Nice. Congratulations. Good. It's nice that you're here. I'll show you a knife. Are you watching vertically? Here you go. Let's show you a knife to treat you. Here's a nice little treat for you. I varnished the handle in the end. It's slightly darker than it was, but it's still quite light. Nice. There's a bit of work, fire work on the guard. There's the sheath. Right. Richard said, I'm still laying off the training for a few more days to cover. Saints have started watching Malcolm in the Middle. First episode in, and it looks better than Breaking Bad. Nice. Nice. Joe, what my opinion on Breaking Bad is? Highly overrated. Breaking Bad, highly overrated. I've watched all of Breaking Bad, and I watched it in a period of about a month, back to back. Overrated. Massively overrated. I'm not saying it's shit or nothing, but it's not as good as people make it out to be, which is the greatest TV show ever. It is not. However, Malcolm in the Middle pisses all over Breaking Bad. No serrations to bother our friends. Exactly, Kung Fu Tuber. Mother said, would I buy a Cold Steel Crowbar? Yes. Saying, yeah, Metallic is watching it right now. Malcolm in the Middle. She's watching the last two series, so she can watch the new one. Saint, have you not seen Malcolm in the Middle before then? I think that bloke lives under a rock, you know. Just Smile said, I think this is the best YouTube channel going. When you do these live talks, I look above your head. I see all these ways of getting rid of my wife stuck to the wall. Yeah, in that case. It's given me ideas, thank you. Drop said, couldn't find any good pin material for my handle, so I'm going to use some brass plumbing tube. Good idea. I used nails, so that's nails and washers. Yeah, it's a classic. I like the old nails and washers. I can get such a good finish with them, and solid as fuck. But you do want a nail that's about at least 4 mil thick, though. 4 or 5 mil thick. Because I notice thin nails, they start bending when you try and pin them over. Evil said, would you buy a Cold Steel Tactical DVD? I already got one. I could go and get it in a second if you want. Hang on. Fuck it. I'll show you my card. I've got one. I already own it. Where are you, bastard? Ah, it's a shame I can't fucking find it. What would that be? Would I buy a Cold Steel Tactical DVD? Got it just there. Let Lynn Thompson. Look at that! Look at that as a face of a man who's enjoying himself. Look at that for a man who's enjoying himself, slicing up some meat for fun. Look at that. That's a man who takes great pleasure in his fucking work. Look at that fucking face. Oh, fucking hell, I found that fucking funny when I thought I would. Look at that. Look at that for a man who's enjoying slicing some fucking meat. Oh, good God. Oh, I like Lynn Thompson, he makes me die. Already own it. Oh, recognise someone wearing them clothes once. Oh, fucking hell. That made me laugh more than I thought it was going to. There's just a look on his face. Renato, how you doing, mate? So in my parents' crossbows are considered knives. What? 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 General Sabers, did I ever watch Boardwalk Empire? No, I haven't watched Boardwalk Empire yet, but I will. Penny said thank you. It couldn't hold my attention. How you doing, Penny? Saint said, I think The Sopranos and the in-between is Shadow Breaking Bad. Does that mean they're better or worse? Boardwalk Empire, I know. Breaking Bad, it's underrated, mate. Oh, it couldn't hold your attention, yeah. Overrated, sorry, not underrated. Breaking Bad is overrated. Yes, Penny, yes. Breaking Bad's overrated. Yes. We talked about it last stream, and me started to watch it. Better reverse that. So Sopranos was first. So, Mother said, would you buy an energy drink by the walk on me? Never. I would rather drink my own piss. Mummy, are you starting shite? He is. Alex said, I went to archery for the first time since Christmas on Monday. Rich couldn't be asked to get finger protectors on, and one of my fingers is partially numb. Thanks said, when I say shadows, I mean they are better. Yes, yes. Would I buy a cold steel clone? Yes. Sorry to hear you're not able to get back on it, Rich. What have I missed with Richards? I knew you meant Boardwalk Empire. It's all right. It will kill, yes. You can't hurt anyone with that, dude. Creepy slingshot laugh. Krause said, have you ever seen the LC-14B Woodsman Power Survival Axe? I might have. If someone would like, I don't know. Hang on, let me look it up. I can't copy and paste comments. LC-14B. Oh, I hadn't seen that. You know, yeah, the original one I have, yes. There was like a remake. Yeah, I have seen that before, yeah. This is got in trouble with Nightbot. I said, Mike, would you come to Discord voice chat and stream with us that DVD? Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I could if you want me to. If I didn't break it when I just pulled it out of the fucking thing, let me check. Because it got stuck and I just rammed it out. Yeah, that's fine. If you'd like me to, maybe not this weekend, but yeah, maybe we'll try and sort out a night for that. Yeah. Thank you for the link, Chef Penny. I do appreciate it. Well, in my country, crossbows are considered nice. That was a way. I did wonder, would you buy a cold steel heavy tactical shirt? Yes, I've got one. Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes. You make leather gloves and wristbands for archery. I could do that. Yes, I could make the holder things, the arrow holder things. I could probably make arrow pullers. I could make arm braces. Yeah. Yes, I could. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, Saint. I'm sober though. So my birthday is at the end of the month, right? In about 12 days. 12 days is my birthday. I'm staying sober tomorrow because I'm drinking too much and it's doing my head in. The weekend after that, so next weekend, Friday I'll be on, Saturday I'll be off because I'll be I'm having a birthday drink with my family, an early birthday drink. On the 29th, which is my actual birthday, I'll probably just live stream just for the sake of it. It'll be a weekday. And then the weekend after, I'll probably be on as normal. So yeah, just so everyone knows. Mother said, when you can streaming this, I'm fine. People, hope put more people join in. Matat said, I made a wrist arm protector for archery, Renato. Hope to take it Monday. Oh yeah, I remember I forgot you made your arm brace thing. Yeah, forgot about that. Would I buy a cold steel money box? No. Do you know why? Don't need one. Currently, my camera is sat on probably the most secure money box you can get. And it is a proper dedicated money box. Now, I'll take a picture of it on my phone because my camera is connected to it. But I'll show you why I don't need a cold steel. This is why I don't need a cold steel fucking money box. Because I've got a WeaponCollector money box. That fucking thing's an inch fucking thick. Where are we? Drop someone lucky if my birthday isn't 2 November. Yeah, that means yours was sooner. Is it not fucking... Oh, there you go. Will I buy a cold steel tactical toilet brush? Yes. It's a sober for Mike is having a bottle of water. It's really vodka. Drop said, would you buy a cold steel freezer so you can keep your steel cold? No. Because you shouldn't need to, because it should be cold anyway. 30 people watching. Don't forget to like the stream. Come and have a chat with us. We're doing a Q&A at the minute, apparently. Would I buy a cold steel weenie bin sticker? Yes. Dave's birthdays seem to come around a lot faster now, especially since I broke the half century. I've still got about 4 years to go yet. Not using an archery bracer for ages. Crystal clear. Will you be getting will you be getting a crossbow license? It depends if they'll give me one and if they're easy to get. But at the minute, we don't know how complicated or easy it might be yet. So stop taking pictures of that. Deep said, I'll have to send you a birthday card, Mike. Hope you have a lot of fun, especially if you roll it up and stick it up your bum. I have to get to play that for myself. Jot said, if you don't need them, Rich, we all know you're 4 ounces of solid calluses. Kung Fu Tuber said, might have to put some archery accessories if you start making them. Might have to get some. Would be a good excuse to take up archery. Well, I don't, if people are interested, I don't mind people like emailing me and giving me some ideas. Yeah. Pete. You're in the Not Forging Fire competition, aren't you? Would you like to see what you could win? I've already shown it, but I don't know if you've only just joined. How you doing, Pete? Just trying to catch up. Jay, how you doing? He said, would you steal a buy cold? Yes, I would. John said, I've got a cold steel money box. It was made by NatWest, the shape of a pig. Oh, God. John said, don't worry, Mike can definitely give you AIDS. I certainly can. Whether I make you pay for them, it's a different story, though. Some people I give AIDS, some people have to pay for them. They're not mood them in. The tactic said, apparently my string was too close to the bow, Rich. Sadly, my longbow might be almost dead. Yeah, it's got a little split in it, I think, Rich, but I've not seen it yet, so I don't know. It might just be a little bit at the front of the barky bit coming off. Pete said, yes, let's have a look. Finished my build, just need to sharpen. Yeah, I just need to sharpen mine. So, this is what you get. This is what you could win. Yeah, I just need to sharpen mine and do the tests. There you go. And clean it up a little bit. So that'll be what you can win. Glad you like it, Pete. Yeah, Pete's joining in. Would I buy a cold steel Andrew Demko? Maybe. Depends whether he's full size and can still make knives. If he has to do what I say, I'll put him to work. He said, just make braces like the ones on the Mary Rose and stamp a 1-to-1 scale knuckle duster. Yes. Would I buy a cold steel MRI machine? Yes, I would. And then I'd donate it to the local hospital. So I still need fucking steel. Gonna have to spend a tenner at this point. The things I do for you, Mike. It's about a fucking month too late. You've only got like 2 weeks to go now. Get in there. You're only allowed to spend about 15 quid. That's a shame. No one's getting judged on their sheaves. All it matters is you've got one. No, that was part of the stipulations, right? As long as you have a sheath, it doesn't matter what it's made of. No one's being judged on their sheaths. It's only the knives. It's just because I've got the leather and the stuff, I'm going to do a nice leather one. But yes. No, I will grant you points for doing a sheath. You get different points for different things. Crap, damn, it's times like these where I'd convert my shed into a workshop sooner. Yeah, well, it's always, even if I lived in a flat, I think I'd still, and all I had access to a cupboard, I'd make some kind of workshop in there, I think. Would I buy a cold steel vacuum cleaner? Yes, I would. Eva said, would you buy a cold steel Chuck Norris? Yes, I would. The thing is, though, no prices have been mentioned. Drop said, it's not the condition of your sheath, but you will be judged if you don't have one. Yes. 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 So even if you make it out of paper and tape, that still counts. But no, this is what I mean, though. If you make a sheath out of a piece of cloth that you wrap around it and put a bit of tape around the edges, that's still a sheath. That counts. But a knife without a sheath ain't fucking good for anything, is it? Well, it is, but you know. Saint said, is the Not Fortune Fire where we can join in whenever after bows have been made, or is it like one massive tournament? No, well, we'll do the Bowie knife one, and then I'll do another one for a different kind of knife, like maybe a bushcraft type knife or something. That one. Yeah, no, they'll just be individual things. But we might do a champion of champions at the end. We'll see how successful this one is first. I might not want to do it again after this. Now, I'm quite looking forward to it. There's about 7 people who are joining in, maybe more. I've already got quite a bit of. Well, no, I've got the drops footage. I just need his testing footage when he does that, because he's still got to do that bit. But yeah, Richard said to Metallic, yeah, wood bows can fail any time, just like the nature of natural materials. Some can break after a few months. Some have 60 years and be safe to shoot. Yeah, it should have oiled it before I put it away last. Didn't think about that. Scott said, any ideas of what the next blade might be? Well, I'm not bothered. Like, if people want to come up with ideas of what we could do next, I don't mind. Got anything? Is there any ideas for the people who are joining in the Not Fortune Fire what you would like to do next? We could do a bushcrafty kind of knife. We could do a dagger. We could do a weed slash a sword. Anything you want, you know. So I said, hopefully we can wrap a bit of wet leather around it as a fix. Yes, hopefully. Dumble Salbu said there was a big thing where people made wallets out of duct tape. I remember that. I remember Brian Myers making one. So Sheaves should work on that premise too. Exactly. Evil said, fucking dropped. You made me choke on my joint, you bastard. What did he say? I want the sheath thing. Would I buy a cold steel fire axe? Yes, I would. Pete said, just sent you my knife pics on Insta. Oh, nice. I won't share them, but I'll have a look. Because there are other people joining in who's watching right now. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. I won't say too much about it, because I'll give it away, but that's slightly reminiscent of one I've made before. Nice. Good luck, Pete. Thank you for joining in. I do appreciate it. Pommel was welded, Saint. Not Fortune Fire dagger. So Richard's saying a dagger. Kung Fu Tuber said, I have a duct tape wallet. Got asked for a commission after I showed it to someone. Yeah, the duct tape wallets was quite cool. So he said, bushcraft knife I think should be next. Maybe a small one, 3 to 5 inches. Yeah. False said, cold steel toilet unblocker rust remover. That could be good. I'm on it. Ninja Man said, what do you... do I have a cold steel walking stick? No, I've never had any cold steel walking sticks. The closest I've had was one I made myself. I made like a... They used to have was it called the Outback? Which was like a wooden one. But I got a hoe handle and made one, but I've sold them all now. No, I never had a cold steel walking stick. Kung Fu Tuber said, was a long time ago though, not made one since. Dot said, did try very hard to make a proper knife, and every bit of me wanted to weld everything, but that seemed like forging. No, it's not. The whole point of it is not forging. That is definitely not forging, isn't it? It's definitely not forging. Would I buy a cold steel pool cue? Yes. I'm not a big fan of cold steel knives. Do I lose brownie points for that? Nah, of course not. A lot of people don't like it. Not forged in fire, sub 3-inch folder. People said you should be sorry too. I was about to make the same Chuck Norris joke. I've missed that there, and a folding knife would be nice. The mechanism people could make would be really cool to watch. Yeah. Or maybe we'll put it to a vote. So what we got so far? Bushcraft knife, folding knife, or a dagger? I'm going to say a tanto. Nah, not really. We'll do a tanto one day. We'll do a tanto one day. Would I buy a cold steel skimmer net? Yes, I would. Paul skimmer, yes. Doctor, well then, next challenge will be all welding. Take that fucker and learn how to attach metals together. That's not the name of the game. One day I'll do that. But for now, it's not forged in fire. Bollock knife, yes. Sword stick build, you wouldn't be allowed to, would you? Because you'd get done for it. I don't think you can have a sword stick, can you? Unless they're antique. I don't think handmade would count for that. There are some stipulations, but I don't think we'd be allowed to. But also, the only other problem, what it would be, Pete, even if the sword stick was technically because it's handmade, it would be a disguised. It would be a disguised knife, which is also illegal. Yeah, it just gets more and more and more. Would I buy a cold steel Frigidaire? 100%, yes. I want one now. Yes, always wanted a cold steel Frigidaire. Welding weapons. Well, that would be a different thing, Rich. Maybe we'll do a welding weapons challenge one day where you have to make a weapon predominantly using a welder. Yes, but that's not forged in fire, though. Yeah. The thing is, though, this is my question dropped, and this is what confused me, right? Because you mentioned welding, and see, maybe it's just me because I do so much stuff without welding. I now don't see like the need to weld because I always think of other ways to do it. Because you mentioned wanting to weld on your knife, and so did someone else. But I couldn't think of anything that you'd want. What would you need to weld on it? I couldn't think of anything. I've never needed to weld anything on a knife. However, obviously there are. But I just couldn't think. Because the guard don't need to be welded on. Doesn't need to be. The sleeve dagger? Yeah. Evil said, would you buy a cold steel tactical toilet paper? Yes. As long as it had tactical parts face on it. Saint said, welders are so cheap too. No one has an excuse if that's the challenge. Kraus said, have you ever seen those non-locking and locking shotgun shell knives? I have seen those, yes. Talking of welding, did get some more CO2 from my MIG welder. Nice. The drop said, I could have made a completely steel bow. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you don't... I could make a completely steel Bowie knife and not have to weld once. I'll challenge you. Not this time. Sometime in the future, I'll challenge you to a completely steel, 100% steel Bowie knife build, and I will not weld once. Good night, Date. But no, I'm sort of being a bit of a piss taker here. Like I'm taking the mickey a bit, but I know. But I do get you. Saint said, can make maces in about 5 minutes with vodka. Yes, you could. Mini neck knife? Yes, maybe. Good night, Dick. Take care, mate. Saint said, how much did the gas cost? Richard said, I did a flange mace with a welder. Eva said, would you buy a cold steel squeaky rubber chicken? Yes. John Sabu said, I always thought that 2-bore shell folders would have come under the disguised knife legislation. Maybe. I spot a 12 bore. So say 2 bore would be about that big, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, I don't know, because I suppose you can see the blade though. You can see the blade in it, I suppose, and because you can see the blade in it. Saint, I've got 2 fucking welders. Shut your gob. I've got 2 welders. I don't need to weld. We've got 2 welders. I don't need to go and buy a welder. I've got 2 of the fuckers. Thank you, John. You tell him. Well, I've got a fucking welder. I've got 2 of the bastards. I refuse. I like to be able to make things without welding. Like I can make a knife without a forge, I can connect metal together without welding it. Kraus said, I have an idea for a knife, but I fear it is too grim to even say, nah, go on. If it's the ball cutting knife from Planet Terror, I've been planning on making it for ages. So go on Marketplace and get yourself a welder, join the dark side. Yeah, I got one. I fucking got one. Patriotic, how you doing, mate? He said, I emailed you about Broadheads. I had nothing back. Probably been busy. I have been busy. To be honest, I have. JPD Enhanced, how you doing? DIY lawnmower blade machete. Maybe. That's a good idea, though. Eva said, would you buy a cold steel toad? 100%, yes. Would I buy a cold steel welder? No, I fucking wouldn't, and I wouldn't use it either. I know the key disguised knives were banned. You could see the blade. Oh, you ain't got a clue, mate. Pete says, shame trench knives are banned and only antiques are allowed. Fancied having a go. Oh, I'd love to still have my fucking trench knives. But patriotic. As long as you sent me the email, it means I've got it, and when the time comes, I'll message you. So I have got the email. Pretty sure I have. I'll just keep it unread. Yes. Damn, Rich. My gas is about 60 quid for a massive bottle. My tank is about 30 years old though. Would I buy a cold steel prosthetic limbs? Yes. Right, Johnson, I'm interested in one of those knives you can fit on. Oh, on the front of the crossbows. Yes. Oh, I'll tell you what I did today. I finally bit the bullet and decided, fuck it. I'll do a service for people. I may regret this shit. I did a video today showing you how to make bodkin tips for your bolts. However, I will now do a service where people send me their tips, and for 50p a tip, I'll turn those tips into bodkin tips. You will have to pay the postage to send me the tips and to get the tips back. But for 50p, I'll turn each tip into a bodkin tip. Someone's going to send me 100, fucker. I'm going to get like hundreds of these things. It's going to become a full-time job. Would I want your tip? Only if you pay me for it. I'll take your tip, Saint, and I'll rub the end of it and I'll do fancy things to it, but for 50p. Right? Only for 50p, though. Not for free. So that's a good idea. A bit of woodworking too. Oh, a saint. A spear. How about a spear? Makes the challenge, but not. Yeah, okay. If you remind me, because what I'll do, I'll probably ask again when we finish. But a spear might be a good idea. Yeah. Then you have to do a bit of woodwork. Then you have to do a bit of Yeah, and then we can chuck it at stuff. Yes, probably a spear then. Yes, probably a spear. I think a spear's a good idea. Wood. What about cold steel glass eye? Maybe. Patriotic says sweet. Okay, mate. I'll pay you more than that. No worries. I'll send you a few. So I'm going to end up getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these fucking tips, and I'm going to regret my life. I am. I'm going to regret it. I was tempted to be a bit of a bastard and like charge it, make it so extortionate that no one would want to send them. But if they did, I'd be like quids in. But I'm not that much of a bastard. So I'll still make it affordable, but I may fucking regret it. I might have to do like a limit, 50. I can only do 50 at a time for one person. But once you've got your 50, you get another 50 if you want afterwards. But yeah, I might limit it to 50 per person. Because the amount of people have said they want fucking bodkin tips. Richard said to Saint, only thing you have to mount the fire extinguisher tank upside down as they have a tube in it that goes to the bottom. Mike is now rabbi. Apparently I am. Would I buy a cold steel PlayStation 6? 100%. Yeah, maybe we'll do Spears. I think Spears is a good idea. Joel's effort, that's cheaper than Adrian Mole's Pandora. She was charging 50p. Another band of grapes. I've been listening to Adrian Mole on the radio recently as well. Oh, God. Well, basically, I'm thinking about charging a pound a piece. But I don't know. I don't know. A bit much, I think. But yeah, so I did a video today showing people how to make bodkin tips for their pistol bolts. But I'll do a service because not everyone can make them. Richard, I'll do a video for you. Saint said, I bet spears aren't as easy as you think either. Wouldn't want to say the sockets break if they aren't made. Yeah, well, yeah, it didn't. Yes, well, that's it, Saint. What I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a spear, not forged in fire, spear competition next. And you have to throw it at something. Yeah, and that's the thing. If it breaks, it breaks. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Would I ever make swords? Made that sword just there. I made that sword just there. I made a few swords. I made about 5 or 6 swords, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I've made swords. What are you talking about, man? I've made swords. I've made fucking swords. I made this sword. So this bastard ain't got any fucking fingerprints on it. Yes. He's a sharp, so I have to be careful with them. Yeah, this is 100% homemade, this one. Completely hand-sewn scabbard that I made. Right, there are we. I would have a cold steel colonic. Yes, I might sort my bowels out. Kung Fu Tuber said, do you use wax to protect your blades and leather sheaths? I do wax my sheaths, yeah, and it makes a hell of a difference. I waxed a new one I got recently. Just thought about the recipient maybe wanting to protect the prize. Unless it will become a test subject. No, so my leather will be fully waxed anyway because that's what protects the leather, and the blade will be oiled. So that's what I do. Doctor, I thought that's how those were done. Spacey said that was a good book, Adrian Mel. Yeah, it's quite. I've never read the book, but I've listened to the radio shows of it quite a few times. Yeah, quite funny. Patriot, I heard as well if you put a 9 177 pellets inside the bolt and then glue the tip, the bolts are heavier, more accurate. Yeah, it does make a difference. Does make a difference. Would I drive a cold steel ambulance? No. I feel like a terrible viewer for not knowing. That's all right. I get a little bit sarcastic because it's normally Saint saying, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And he's on here every weekend. He's on here, and he never watches a single fucking video of mine. So no, I'll let you off, mate. I'll let you off because Saint should know better. He doesn't. Blaming Saint now. Saint, I can see you making a lovely leather-wrapped sheath. Can't wait for you. I've already got the plans. I've already planned out a whole entire spear in my head right now. It's going to be fucking amazing. And you know what? My socket ain't going to break. Right, no socket on mine's going to break. Kraus said, what do you think is your favourite thing you've made that you still own? It depends, because often it's the latest thing I made. Really, 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 really fond of this knife. And I want to keep it, but I won't. Maybe that sword there. I am very, very fond of my Witcher sword. My half-size Witcher sword. Don't know. Looks like our queen is off. I can't do a proper wave to you. I'm behind on the comments, my queen. See you later if you're off. That's our weird little wave we do each other now, because she was watching The Last of Us and there was tentacles hanging out of someone's mouth and she didn't like it. Mum said, would you buy a cold steel magic 8 ball? Definitely. Cold steel coffins, they'll keep you remain safe until God comes for you. Double Sabo said the work alone you did on that sword scab is brilliant. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, because there is a lot of work in that. Tat said my battery is going to die, so I'm going to bugger off. See you all tomorrow. Good night, Tat. Double Sabo said, what's happened to Tactical? Has he changed his username or has he gone off the radar? He's out at the minute. He put a comment on Discord saying he's out. He goes out now. That's what it is. Well, that's what it is. He ain't gone off the radar. He goes out. He goes out at night now. He's become a normal human being and fucks off out on the weekend. Carl said, you know, I'm surprised you haven't made any of the swords or daggers nice from Skyrim. That seems right up your alley. Oh, I've been tempted. I have been tempted. Yeah, I have been tempted to make some Skyrim ones. I've been playing Skyrim recently. Would I buy a cold steel waifu bloody pillow? Would I buy a waifu? I did actually know how to pronounce that one. Evil. Trust me to know how to say a perverted word. I don't know. I don't need one. I have no use for a waifu pillow. Patriotic, I'm trying to find a video. Oh no, so I made the video but I haven't uploaded it yet. I still need to do an intro and outro for it. So that'll be on tomorrow. Would I buy a cold steel Molotov? Yes. Hello MP, how you doing, mate? Right? Renato said, make some Jaeger rigs at 11. What's a Jaeger rig? The American hipsters would love to buy it. I don't know what that is. Would I buy a cold steel pipe bomb? Maybe. Tactical is probably finger blasting the coffin dodgers. Yes. So Riggs, what he does now, he goes out he basically goes out hunting old grannies down, and if he can't pull them, he's on the verge of becoming a serial killer. I've heard, but it's that kind of did he kill her or did she fall down and break her hip and die afterwards? It's that kind of no one knows. All we know is Tactical comes away with fishy smelling fingers and an old granny's dead. So, I couldn't help myself. So yeah, that's the only evidence I can pin on him. Nobody knows at this point. Would I buy a cold steel Brazers premium user? Yes. So yeah, he goes out now and Doc said if he can't pull him, he comes on here to whinge about how shit like it was. Yes. Would I buy a cold steel flogger? Oh, said I ain't already got one. I'm surprised he hasn't asked you to make him a leather straps. Again, who says he hasn't? No, he's out at the minute. He says he's seen a bouncer that looks like you drop, so he might have seen a homeless bloke for all I know. Fuck's sake. Everyone's getting abused tonight. Good job I've been watching. I'm in a good mood, but I'm in a good mood, but in an abusive mood. So just be glad that I've watched Red Dwarf tonight and I'm in a good mood. Otherwise, I'd be in a bad mood and abusive. I'm joking. I'm not really. Rick said that reminds me of that scene in the In-Betweeners movie in the nightclub. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. Have I made a whip yet? No, you know what, Drops? I haven't made a whip yet, in all honesty. No. I haven't made a whip. I haven't made myself a belt. Would I buy a cold steel chav? Maybe if I could make them work. Abuse me, daddy. Mother said, would you buy a cold steel professional finger cutter? No. Jay, he said, would you buy a cold steel Tamagotchi? Yes. I hope someone's writing all these things down. So I'm certainly not. Carl said they're worth making a whip. They're worth it. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's not that I wouldn't make a whip. What I wanted to make, and I've been planning on making one for ages, is like a fucking cat and nine tails type whip. Yes. Would I buy a cold steel CCC dagger? Yes, I would. I would. Yes. People cut cock, if you don't know what CCC means. Yeah. Buy one of them. Yeah, I want to make a cat and nine tails type whip thing. Or whatever. I need to make myself a belt one day. You know, make myself a lovely, nice new belt. The belt I wear is sentimental, though. Oh, I don't have it on at the minute. Where's my belt? I'm not actually not wearing a belt at the minute. But my belt at the minute is sentimental. Drop said, just going to say cat and nine tails. Bet your setup would be nuts. Yes. Let's say, would I buy a cold steel whoopee cushion? Yes, I would. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So, what am I going to do tomorrow? Didn't you get a cold steel whip once? No, I got a cold steel shambok, however they pronounce it. I got the shambok thing, which I suppose is a whip, but it's not a whip. I've got the shambok thing, which I suppose is a whip, but it's not what I class as like a true whip, you know, that you can crack. Harry said, all right there, how are you getting on? I'm not too bad, Harry. How are you, mate? You all right? Yeah, I'm not bad, mate. I'm not bad. The garden dropped. Disappointing. Would I buy a cold steel blast, Star Wars blaster? Yes. My 4 or 5 sprouting tomato plants, 3 of them are dead. They died for some reason, so now there's only 2 little sprouting bits, and they look like they're going to die. However, I do have a pumpkin plant that looks solid as fuck. All of the stuff out in the garden has been eaten by fucking snails, including my peas that were growing. Them, they've been eaten by snails today. I found the snails in there. So currently, all I have growing, apart from the garlic, is a fucking 1 single pumpkin plant and 2 little fucking tomato sprouts about that big. They are. The snails are mugging me off. I know. Aren't those cable whips illegal? No, I don't think so. Richard, no, because there's no thing they come under. Richard, I'm pretty good at cracking a whip. Pyramid would have been built in 3 days under my charge. Would I buy a cold steel Desmond supplied pork smashing? No, I would. Well, I buy it as a prop. Harris, I do apologise. Garden talk. Yeah, well, I'm growing some plants at the minute. We can talk about anything, Harry. Dot said, what the fuck? Damn, Mike, sorry to hear that. I hope what's left you can manage better. This is why I grew the stuff indoors. So nothing grew outside at all. Nothing has. Apart from I saw 2 pea plants the other day about that big, and then fucking canting snails are fucking eating them. Because the problem is it's getting later and later and later until it won't be able to like they won't grow in time, will they? Penny said, throw your coffee grounds on. Sadly, I don't have coffee. I have fucking instant coffee. Johnson, I'm about to cold steel ban. Everyone says it again. I could temporarily ban the word cold steel for the rest of the evening if you want. Harry said, nah, I just wanted to make sure. I was wondering if I can ask a question about slow worms. Yes, go ahead. Yes. Okay. I have quite a fond memories of slow worms. Yeah, go ahead, Harry. Pented eggshells, wood ash. I've tried eggshells. I still got round that. I'll tell you what I might do, Dropped. If I get desperate, Jim M's coming over soon. I might say to Jim, if he's got a few spare plants, could he bring them over for me? So I've got something, and he probably will know him. I never get pre-grown, only because I can't be asked to go anywhere. Yeah, there aren't nowhere like that in walking distance for me. I'd have to be driven there. Crowell said, whips are fine. Whips and ball whips aren't classified as weapons, they're tools, as well as fetish paraphernalia. I've owned whips for years. I love them. I have scars all over my body from whips. Nice. Makes them instant that don't drink it. Oh, yes. JP said, British garden snails are good eating. I never thought about eating them. I'd eat snails. Don't call me too dropped. Do I have any yeast packets? Probably not. Would I buy a Lynn Thompson Co. karaoke machine? Yes, I would, but I'd make sure you had to pay to use it. Harry said, the fuckers are scaring my mother. Is there a way I can discourage them coming to God? Oh, do you know what, Harry? I have no idea about getting rid of them because I always used to really like slow worms. So for people who haven't, there may be Americans on, or I don't know. Do you know what a slow worm is? Or maybe people in England who don't know. There may be people who are not in England who don't know what a slow worm. Basically, a slow worm it's basically a legless lizard. It's not a snake. It looks like a slow worm looks like a snake. Sometimes they can grow about that long and as fat as your finger. Yeah, slow worm. It's basically a slow worm is basically a legless lizard. It's a lizard without legs. So it looks like a snake, but it's technically not a snake. We used to get this weird. I've never seen a slow worm in my garden ever, but we used to get them in my nan's garden. Yeah. I don't know how you. Well, the only way I could say to get rid of them, Harry, is you're going to have to try and. I noticed that slow worms lived under rocks or pieces of flat wood. So if you've got any flat pieces of wood laid on like old grass, you need to get rid of stuff like that. But I've never seen a slow worm out in the wild. If you're not out, I've only ever seen a slow worm when I've picked a rock up or picked like a bit of wood up. Because we used to catch them. Mark said, scars from whips. Who wield the whip? Yes. John, how you doing, mate? And he said, Mike, I'm going to email you. I've made another Discord. Okay, yeah, send me a message, mate. You get adders where you are. Well, you probably... I've never seen an adder where... Yes, okay. There are adders near here, yeah. Not where I am, but within like 15-minute drive, maybe half an hour drive. Folks had a little needle teeth all around their mouth, so I used to have slow worms in a tank. Yeah, I love slow worms. I think they're lovely. They eat slugs. Slow worms are friends. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I used to love slow worms. Slow worm. I probably won't be able to hold this still enough for it to focus. But yeah, they look like snakes. They look like little snakes, but they're not. They're actually like a legless lizard, essentially. There you go. Yeah, we should catch them. I love catching slow worms. And not to hurt them, just to have them as a little pet for a while and let them go. Doctor, I've seen those, but not here. All ours have legs, but look the same. Harris had tried that. Poor fucker, never seen them. Unless she's in the garden. That's bizarre, isn't it? Mark said, thanks for the keyring stuff, by the way. Oh, nice one, Mark. Glad you got them, mate. Glad you got them. But yeah, I've never seen a slow worm in my garden. So my nan's garden is next door. Or was. It's not my nan's garden anymore, but it was. Never seen a slow worm in my garden, ever. Used to find them all the time in my nan's garden. Grasshopper wielded whips happens from time to time. The thong wraps around occasionally if you're lazy. If thrown lazily. It happens so much over this. No, I bet you can easily get yourself with it, can't you? Don said, also bought a Glock. Nice. They say spiders are friendless too, but those fuckers crawling you while you're asleep. Harry said they are good too, I heard. Was hoping a way to not kill him. Nah, the only thing I could think of is make sure you've got no stuff laying on the ground that they can live under, really. Or try and convince your mum that they're not dangerous, because they're not. They can't bite you. They can't hurt you. Would I buy a Cold Steel Danny Dyer's hardest cross-dressers? Maybe. You know, a hardest cross-dresser, you know, you might be able to use them as bouncer or something. Renato said, make a leather rig that accepts Revo 7 or 7 mags, Steamboat M10 mags, other mags. I'll buy it. I'll look in. Send me a message so I remember, because the problem is I can't remember this stuff while I'm live streaming. Send me a message. Anyone wants anything from me, send me a message. Right, where are we? Thank you. Yes, dropped, yes. I said, anyway, may I ask your garden? So well, I've got videos on it. If you look on my channel, Harry, you'll see videos of my garden. Well, I say my garden, my shelves where I grow stuff. But at the minute, nothing's really growing much. I need to get my citrus tree back out in the sun. It's still okay in the Wendy house, but I want to get it back out there. But I have noticed it's still fucking freezing cold at night sometimes. It might kill it. I won't do yet. But no, I'm growing some stuff in pots. My spring onions are all right. They've been growing for 3 fucking years now. The pepper plant they dropped, and Lucian, if you're watching, is completely dead. Nothing now. I've got rid of it. It was dead. Kraus said the longest whip I have is 32-footer, and the one place that can be cracked here is over in the fields. It's massive, but it's a pain to crack. I also have Chinese martial arts chain link whips too. Nice. Yeah, there's some videos on it, Harry. Yeah, so I started off, I think it's the first video of the year. Does it always enjoy your garden video? It makes a nice balance. Yeah, something different, isn't it? Although YouTube don't bother. This problem nowadays, in the old days, dropped, you could do videos like that and everyone would still get to see it and everyone would still comment and enjoy it. But now, you're probably one of like 12 of my subscribers who actually get sent them kind of videos. It's a shame. Because, yeah, in the old days, you could put anything on and everyone would watch it fairly because, you know, it gets sent. Yeah, something different. And that's what I like to do. I like to do something different. Because it's still part of what I'm up to. Kung Fu Tuber said they could maybe convince the neighbours to get some pieces of wood and rocks and put in their garden to give the slow worms somewhere to live. There you go, Harry. Maybe that. So yeah. Harry, yes, you do see knives. I make knives. And I collect knives. I make more knives than I collect now, though. Or buy, anyway. Kraus said, I want to snag yourself with the martial arts one. You don't want to snag yourself with the martial arts one. I barely use them because of how bad they are. Whips aside, lassos are cool too. Wish I could EDC those. Dot said, yeah, YouTube is running itself into the ground. Yeah, well, it depends, you see, because some people do really well off of it. But I don't like doing the same shit all the time. It's boring. And I also don't like watching the same shit all the time. There's a hell of a lot of YouTubers who I don't watch now because they're basically playing the algorithm at its own game and getting a hell of a lot of views and a hell of a lot of subs, but it's the same video all the time and it's boring. And yeah, everyone else is probably watching them, but that's not how my brain works. Yeah. You doing random things, never that. What is that? That's it, Drop. I like to do random things and I like to watch random things. I can't watch the same shit all the time. It's boring. It's boring. But yeah, you there are a lot, and that's the only way you can really get successful now. You just got to keep knocking out the same shit all the time, and that's not me. That's not what I'm doing. I don't do the same shit every day, and it would bore me. I think it would bore me to make videos like that. But you know, it's what it is. I'm happy. I would like to have more subscribers, you know, and then you get, you know, earn a bit more out of it and be a bit more comfortable in life. But, you know, I weren't earning nothing at one point. Harry said, I can't see your garden. I do apologise. Maybe I'll tell you what to look for, Harry. So go to my channel. Hang on. Go to my channel. Click the tab that says videos. And then scroll down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. And then you'll see a video saying growing veg vlog. March planting and pest control. 320 views. That's actually more than normal. Fuck us. The cards are doing well. I sold 3 cards today. And that one, that machete video I did, I didn't expect that to get 2,400 views. But Riggs, that's implying my videos are shit. I don't know if that's a winky face or not. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's quality because I've seen some utter horse piss. I've seen utter fucking horse piss from people pointing really shit cameras at, you know, terrible backgrounds and getting over 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? So it ain't quality. It's more just it's consistently doing the same thing essentially. What I don't mean exact same video, but you have to do. You can't do gardening videos, then gun videos, then spy reverse, and then, you know, and then something else. It don't work because what it does is the algorithm will send all your gardening videos only to the people who watched that garden video. So all of the people who watch the garden video will only get sent gardening stuff, and they won't get sent anything else. And then all the people who watch the crossbow stuff will only get sent the crossbow stuff because the algorithm assumes that they only want to watch that. So the only way you can do it is by pretty much doing very, very similar. Like you can do a gun and knife, but it's got to be very similar. If it's too eclectic, the algorithm just don't understand it. Kraus said, if they ever introduce a license into possess or carry locking, non-locking, or fixed blades more than 3 inches, do you think you'd apply? I know it will never happen. I don't know. Maybe. But the problem is, it's having it on like record, isn't it? Richard said, yeah, doing the same video over and over is boring thing. I remember having archery, weapons, welding, electronics. Yeah, that's the problem. There's too many different categories. You can do weapons and loads of different weapons, but you have to keep it weapon-based if you're weapon-based. Do you know what I mean? Hello, Tactical. Get away. Kraus said also, what inspired the yellow room paint? You're the first person I've ever seen of yellow room. Surprisingly iconic. Don't make me laugh. The walls in here were blue, and this was when my dad was alive, and he said he noticed the walls was all fucking terrible, so he said, I'll get you some paint to paint the walls. And I said, okay, just go and get whatever. So he came back with that yellow. Yeah, it's lovely and bright in here. I like really bright rooms though. It's got to be bright as fuck. Bright, fucking over 1,000-watt bulb there, the equivalent. That's a charming. Get away yourself, young man. That we've already been slagging you off while you weren't there. Joking. It's all about you and your grannies. Today on WeaponCollector, gardening tactics with simple crossbow. Yes, but yeah, quality. But Riggs, you are right about quality. But it's. I have seen very, very bad quality videos that haven't changed since like 2012 or 2008 even. Same quality, you know, they've gone to HD, but the background's the same, it's the same shit. But that's the thing, it's always been the same. And what that means is the algorithm understands your channel, and also there is another element to that. Your viewers know it's you. Often you can't tell a video is mine unless my face is in the thumbnail. That helps. If you want to get a following where people know it's you, you'll notice that they'll have an icon up in the corner. Like Scab will have that bear thing in the corner or shit like that to distinguish them from other people. But yeah, I don't know. I think it makes the thumbnails cluttered personally. Maybe I'm just catering to or maybe I don't cater to modern times, but do I really want to? I mean, anyway, Tactical, I hope you had a good evening out. Guys, and also, what inspired... No, I've read The Yellow Room, yeah. It was lovely to meet you, Harry. Yep. Take care, Harry. Nice to have you on. I hope you have a lovely... Thank you, Harry. Thank you. Take care, mate. If you're picking on me, you're leaving some wolf cub alone. Oh, well, yes. Don't blame you for the bright colours. I'm the opposite. Mine's black, and the furniture and the furnishings are lined with reddish brown purple, almost mahogany stained. I'm feeling old fashioned. Yeah, but that looks pretty cool though. But I like my bedroom to be bright because I spend a lot of time in here. But that dark wood and that. But the problem is I don't like. The problem is if everywhere's dark, there's too many shadows for me to keep thinking I see things. Is that nuts? Don't know. That's true. Kung Fu Tuber said, gardening text with a crossbow. Those snails would become. I wouldn't know what's coming to them. Exactly. Hang on, try right there again. Oh, Hood, he's on. Wait for the winding. Oh, good, he's on. Wait for the winding. I don't know. Hello, Purge. How you doing, mate? You're right. Do you want to see the fully made up, not forged in fire knife? Because mine's pretty much done. Tactical said, thank your lucky stars it wasn't painted the same yellow as Del Boy used on that takeaway. Yes. Glow in the dark. I would love it. I love it. So this is what you get to win. You're joining in. Yeah. I still haven't sharpened it yet. But yes. There you go. There's the sheath. Bit of firework on the guard. Nearly mirror finish. Dirty mirror finish, let's call it for now. The wood is white oak, possibly American white oak. Yeah, that is oak. Yeah, a little bit of ASMR. I've done sheathing, yes. Our queen's already gone off, so she can't enjoy it. maybe she's watching the background now. Yeah, so that's what you get to win, Persia. I've seen a partial build of the drops, and I've seen the finished product of Pete's. Carl said, just casually arousing Instagram. I get blessed with the most down bad product I've ever bested my eyes on. Behold, glow in the dark edible lube. Right sake. No, you said arousing. That's what it counts now. No, he said he was arousing on Instagram. Casually arousing on Instagram. Eh? Yeah, that's what we all say. I do the same thing on Twitter. Oh, did you put the picture on Tactical? So it was a homeless bloke then, was it? It said, I saw the drop working for the doors tonight. I posted a picture. Why are you taking the picture of tramps for? Renato said leather harness holster with throwing knives. I'm just spitting out. I could do that. I could do that, mate. Please be a homeless person. Please be a homeless person. Johnson, I have to finish my milk so I can cut the chug. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That actually is the dropped. Nice one. Actually is the fucking dropped. What are you doing in England for drop? That does look like dropped. I'll give you that. That generally does. I would have said the same thing. What the fuck do they need bouncers for and old granny's fucking clubs for? Tactical. That bloke is employed to defend those old grannies from one man and one man only. And it is the stalking pirate. A tactical pirate, sorry, I mean. So I have to finish my milk so I can cut the jug. Yeah, I haven't sharpened my one yet. That's my next project. Yeah, leather harness holster for throwing knives. That's a good idea. I could make that. Definitely. Definitely. The granny and Acer. Wow, yes. Did you pull tonight? Or is there another old granny going on to your serial killer list? I told them about your serial killer list. That, they fall down and break their hip after they've met you. What people don't know is Tactical killing them off if they don't as he likes to say, put out. Never gonna live that down. What, you getting aroused on Instagram, having an arousing? I never thought of calling it an arousing. Hang on, I'm just going on Twitter for a quick arousing session. Sorry, scrolling session. Can I make a video about your Carl Steel Sandbox? If you remind me, Mother, yes, I will, because I'm a bit sort of. I don't know if I'm getting burnt out with videos. I think it's ever since they talked about that crossbow ban, I can't hardly be asked to do any videos. Because I had a lot of ideas for crossbow stuff, and now I'm like, what's the point? So yes, but remind me. Put it on the to-do list on Discord. Granny and 8 to that. Yes. Go. Oh, fuck. No, Penny. I've told Penny, my mum has been put on those fat loss jabs. She hasn't started them yet. She's going to start them Sunday. Because someone's got to go and get them for her. So, yeah, hopefully, if this works, it might make a big... Even if it just stops her having sleep apnea, that might make her... Well, she'll stop falling asleep, sat up, and stop falling asleep, falling off her fucking bed and hurting herself. She might be able to start reading again because she can't fucking read because she falls asleep. It could make a big difference to her. Thank you, Penny. Yeah, I'm really happy for her. She's quite excited about it. Tactical said, I'm disappointed you double. So the one for me is your anti-dry fire. You can have anti-dry fire, and you can have anti-dry fire. When you come down here, I'll hand you over anti-dry fire. She's yours, mate. So yeah, but it might make a big difference to my mum. She might be able to get about a bit more because less weight will mean her knees aren't so fucked. They can get better, but Yeah. Kraus said you kind of like the P Lutty of Cosplay World. Cosplay band still sounds like a fever dream. I know, it's bastard, isn't it? Yes. I know who that is. I just decided not to say his full name out. Because it triggers bots to come on. You never know. Lovely bit of leather. So yeah. What's time? What are you like up to tomorrow? I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Definitely watch some more. Well, I might watch a couple more Red Dwarfs tonight. I don't know. I want to keep it dropped. Well, I've got to make the most of it before I get rid of it. So someone wins it. I want to keep it, but it's got to go, isn't it? Trust me, to find. It's been ages since I made a knife I actually liked. Because after time I make my own knives for me, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. Drops a typical Mike Tyson swinging a new knife. I know. It's not sharp either yet, so I don't need to be too careful. Nah. So tomorrow you might be. Oh, I could probably actually. No, I'll tell you what I'll do tomorrow. I need to do this bodkin tip video. I might need to write this shit down. Bodkin tip video tomorrow. I might do something else. Can't remember what else we was talking about. Oh, maybe I'll film my. Maybe I'll sharpen that and film my tests. Drop said, speaking of making things, they have been quite painful. They're quite painful today. I can't remember what I was doing, but it was typical. I was trying, so I was going to go in the shed. I had to make a key ring, and I had to make some bodkin tips. So I thought, while I was making these key rings, I'll make a load of them, or at least start them, and then when someone buys one, all I've got to do is dye it. Because if I dyed them, they're not dedicated that colour then. If someone don't want it, I've got to make another one. So I made a load of plain ones that did not. What the fuck was I doing? But I was doing something in between that, something simple, and my fucking hands was killing me. It was really pissing me off because I was. Oh, do you know what it was? I shot some bolts into my target and I couldn't get them out because my hands weren't fucking good enough to pull them out, and it was really making my hands hurt. But this stuff. That ibuprofen gel stuff, that does work really well with my hands. So yeah, if I put some of that on and take some painkillers, it does help. So they're not horrendous, but they have been hurting today. Mother said, goodbye, everyone. Have good dreams about Costello. Good night, mate. Good night, Mother. Crowd said, I will say, to fit your survival series, a perfect air rifle would be the Black Bunker BM8 folding survival air rifle. Shame you can't take air rifles camping. It depends where you go. Depends where you go. I've never heard of that one. If I search Black Bunker BM8, it's not going to come up with the BBC, is it? Black Bunker BM8 folding survival air rifle. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool, actually. Can you get that over here? I'd buy that. That fucker. I'd be interested in getting one of them. If that's like £12, I'd definitely get one of them. What kind of price are they then? €300? Yeah, that's affordable. Fuck me, I didn't know you could get that over here. In fact, you could get that in that shop, apparently, Riggs, that you was talking about earlier. You know the one. Kobani, how you doing, mate? He said, I'm up to 6 cold steel prototypes. I bought one that was never released because it was too badass. Nice. Fool said, mini. Crichton's nanobots just robbed my joints. Getting sick of this. Better roll another. Nice. Dot said, glad they still work to some degree. I recently learnt a couple of words in Latin, if that helps. Yeah, no, they're not too bad. Dropped. I know now when they to rest them, that gel stuff works quite well with my hands, and I've noticed they're not as dexterous as they used to be. Sometimes little fiddly things are a fucking bastard, but that's just what it is. That's another daft idea, WC. Those rulers you're making, could you not use a bit more stronger steel and add a pry bar into it? Maybe. Thing is, with that would work. That would work if the thing is what it is. When I say making them, what I'm doing, I'm buying an existing thing and basically cutting it down smaller. But I can get, so those rulers, I can get 30 of them for about £8. So it makes it quite affordable. Because I could get like a nice, you could get little pry bars and stuff, but the problem is it's then going to start going from, or some kind of hardened steel. The problem is it start going from 20p a piece to like £2 each. And then, you know what I mean? And you're making a lot less money. But in theory, if you could get a piece of steel that had a little bend in it already, and it was already hardened, potentially, yeah. How big are those little? Yeah, it's all about the price, really, though. Kobani said, I own the prototype of the 3 biggest combat blades made. B6 Grandmaster, Ichiro Hatari, and I've only been collecting under a year. What made you start collecting swords and stuff, Kobani? Because damn, I actually recommended you something you liked. Oh, that's a win. Oh, I'm well up for that. That may well be, Crow, my next air rifle. I might save up for that. Yeah, if you can get that in this country and it's 12 foot-pound, I may actually get that as my next air rifle. Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, I could go and potentially buy that next time I see metallic. If I save up 300 quid, that's probably worth it, you know. Yeah, thank you, Crow. I appreciate that, mate. JP said, just wanted to say I've been watching your stuff for a while. Really helpful content. Oh, thank you, JP. I appreciate that. Means a lot to me, you saying that. Thank you. Thank you. Really does. Means a lot to me. And it does genuinely mean a lot to me. It's nice to have some nice feedback. Because I'll tell you what, there have been some proper freak show comments lately, like proper dickheadish stuff. What I should really do is keep them all and make a video about it, like a funny video, but I just prefer to just delete them and block them. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Coban. I'm glad you're out of that relationship. But he said I was in a relationship with a violent woman where I couldn't really have knives around. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're okay now, mate. So I felt like I was enjoying my freedom. Yeah, definitely, mate. Grass said I have it, both the black version and the tan version. I'm just trying to look for a bayonet for it that they ship with it in the rest of the. Did they do a bayonet for it? Drop said, been having to struggle with my break barrel, but I'm shooting at the end of its potential, and I think it's the temperature that keeps having to adjust for. Maybe that does make a difference, doesn't it? Good night, Spacey. Nice having you on, mate. Take care, mate. Oh, I need to go down the post box tonight. Actually, I'm going to get that shit and put it where I can see it. Like it's one of the packages I fucking forgot 3 times. Yeah. So that's. I sold 3 sets today, and one of them was one I forgot to bloody send. Yeah, is that air rifle 12 foot-pound? Because obviously it needs to be hunting. It needs to be a hunt with. Yeah, full UK power. Yeah, I'm well up for that. Yeah, I think that's going to be my next air rifle. For people interested in that, that's it there, and that's obviously what it folds up like. That would fit in a bag like that, wouldn't it? Like that's probably still going to be like that big, as long as the barrel. So that's probably still a triangle about that big, but that's a lot smaller than because air rifles are massive. Forky, how you doing, mate? Right? I said, yeah, it's really good. The air rifle is also a gas round break barrel, so it's really good quality. Yeah, I think you've just put me onto my next air rifle, mate. I'm going to save up for that. Thank you, Matt. I really do appreciate that. Bernardo said, make a leather harness holster with throwing knives. And I'll buy it, but the knives have to be calibrated. 3 knives under each armpit. You know what, Renata? Send me send me an email with these ideas. Evil said I eat fluff. Good for you. Fucking, I've been looking into the crossbow ban legislation. I'm sure it's not going to pass. I am getting a little bit more confident that it might not. Forky, what makes you think it won't though? The only reason I'm saying that is because there are some of the big shooting organisations are trying to get behind it now to stop it. I think Kraus, and also there's so much work they'd have to do. Sub 12 foot, and if paired with an AP22 pellet, it's a mean little thing. Honestly, it fits perfectly into a bag. Yeah, I think I'll get one then. There you go. Yeah, I reckon I'll get one then. Because I'm looking into getting a Remington pest controller for a starter air rifle. I don't think I've seen them. The thing is, I haven't really looked into any rare rifles for years. Because I had some, a couple of all right air rifles, and I couldn't really afford them. But now that I get a bit of ad money, if I saved up for a couple of months, I probably could. Or if I had a really, really good month. Very few and far between. But yeah. Kraus said, just looked at the specs before you. Make sure it's exactly your thing. Yeah, I think it probably will be. As long as all I care about really is the foot poundage on it, and that does say it's legal limit. Because obviously it needs to be powerful enough to hunt with. The rifle is designed to deliver less than 12 foot-pounds of power, but obviously they all got to be slightly less. But it sounds like it is full power. So it's great that I can put a cupboard, ignore that. It's a 2.2 version, so maybe 11 foot, 5 foot-pounds, depending on the weight of the pellet. So yeah, that's a crossbow you can hunt with. Forky, I noticed the Lords are questioning the crossbow ban and if consequences of UK business and archery community in general. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, let's fucking hope so, Forky. Let's hope so. Let's fucking hope so. Also, wonder if it's possible to cast 2.2 slugs out of sugar. Would they hold up to being shot? I don't know, but I never thought about making them out of sugar. Never thought about that. Might do. I don't. I have no experience with how hard, like making molten sugar, pouring it in, and then how hard. I have no idea how hard that would be, really. Yeah. But one of those kind of like the the disintegrate bullets that once it's gone into something, it melts and then disappears. But yeah, I'm well interested in that one. I'll tell you, well interested. Yeah, I don't know, Phil. I have no idea of how hard sugar would be, so I don't really know. But let's hope the crossbow ban ain't gonna come in, or the licensing. That's I haven't got rid of any crossbows yet, and I don't plan to until I know. You know what I mean? Because it might not go through. You know, you never know. And if they're licensing them, it's not going to make any more like shooting with crossbows any fucking different anyway, because the amount that's already out there. You know, and if they're licensing them the way that they reckon they're going to license them, which is like potentially really fucking easy to get still, how is knowing someone's got one going to stop them fucking shooting people with it? Because I said, have a look at the bayonet they ship with it outside the UK. It's surprisingly really good. I might not be able to now. Hang on. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's a weird little thing. Quite like that, yeah. And it's got like a fucking bottle opener and some spanners and yeah. Can you not get the bayonet over here then? Yeah, well, good idea. Sugar sweets are fairly hard and they feed the wildlife after hunting instead of leaving bits of milk. Yes. Well, where exactly? Exactly, Thor. Yeah, well, they are pretty hard, aren't they? Yeah, thinking about it, I didn't really think about sweets, of course, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I don't want to walk down the post box, but I'm going to have to because one of those packages was supposed to be sent about 3 days ago. Grasso, I'm not all too sure. I know they don't ship it with the rifle over here, so it might be. Ah, yeah, you could probably easily get it then. Just buy it. Yeah. Yeah, just buy it separately. And you just buy a knife, isn't you? If licenses means you're buying a receipt over 18 or 21, then I can live with that as responsible crossbow owner. Exactly, Forky, exactly. Yeah, I've still got all mine. I'm not getting rid of. I've got a giveaway for that crossbow just there. That's a fully kitted out Sobek with 2 speed loader quivers, bayonet, sling bag, light, sight, sling, loads of stuff on it. Pound an entry. So for each pound you donate, you get an entry into a draw for that, which I'm going to do. I may even do it tomorrow night. I might draw it tomorrow. So actually saying that, if anyone wants to get involved in that, it's probably going to be drawn tomorrow. I need to get it done. Yeah, Forky, I would show you it properly. However, on live streams, you're not allowed to hold anything. You're not allowed to hold guns, basically. However, I've held crossbows up before, and the bots have thought it was a gun and shut my live stream down. And then you can't live stream until you sort of appeal it. So I can't. I would pick that up and show you close up, but I can't really. I could take the camera over, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I had a little shoot with my Sobek today. Good fun. They're good fun. I really like the Sobek. My Sobek works perfectly as well. I know some people have had some issues with their Sobeks, but I don't know why that is. Some of them must be a bit faulty, I suppose. I don't know, but mine have always been perfect, my Sobeks. Yeah, Mankind Alligator Plus. Even so, you would probably need to powder the sweet so they don't leave a sticky residue in the barrel. If they do survive firing. Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, I know YouTube rolls amazes me. We can watch American Gunners there. Well, it's strange. You're allowed to watch. So if I played a clip now of me holding a gun, if I played a clip of me shooting a gun, that'd be fine. You're just not allowed to do it live. Yeah. And it depends, because I've seen you're not allowed to. However, I have seen people get away with it, not knowing what they was doing, and I've had to like go on there and say, watch out, because I don't mind them doing it. However, if they get caught, they won't be at live stream for a while. So yeah. Tactical going off. I didn't see him say nothing. Oh, sorry, mate. Good night, mate. Take care, Tactical. See you tomorrow night if you're on. But if you're not, I hope you pull plenty of grannies. All right? I hope you pull plenty of grannies and don't keep knocking them over because they say no. It's technically a serial killer now. What he does, when the old grannies turn him down, he gives them a bit of a hip bump, knocks them down, breaks their hip, their bones turn to dust. Oh no, poor old granny's falling over in her fucking, what is she up there dancing for anyway? Dad goes, I've more chance of pulling a muscle. Good night, mate. Have a good sleep. Take care. Crow said Vector air guns, sell it for 239 quid. Yeah, I'll have a proper look soon, Crow. I will have a proper look. But yeah, I'm well interested in getting one of them. Definitely. Oh god. My fucking clock's lopsided. I keep noticing it. Oh, you sent the email, W. Renato. Thank you. Yeah, I'll have a look. It's just a good way to remind me of these things. And then I can write them down because we have these ideas on live streams. But the problem is I don't always remember it afterwards. Because, when this live stream finishes, I've got to clear up, do stuff. And then I end up going, I don't know, tonight I'm going to have to go down the post box. And then I forgot by then. Good night, Forky. Take care, mate. Cheers for coming on. I'll be on tomorrow night if you're on. Take care, mate. And he said, I've got to go. Cheers again, mate. Enjoy your stream. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Because apparently the bayonet is too tactical to have sold in the UK. That doesn't make much sense. No, it's not. There's nothing illegal about it. It's just probably frowned upon. People don't like the thought of all bayonet for an air rifle. You know what I mean? But there's nothing saying you can't do that. Exactly, Drop. The Spyroverse was started on a live stream. I know. There may be a Spyroverse special coming soon, but it won't be. It won't be anything new on it, but it might be everything I've ever done Spyro related. So if I do a fucking if I do a Spyro special with every bit of content I've ever done, that might be like 12 hours long. I don't know. 8 hours long, maybe. It can be pretty long. We'll see what happens. But it's just maybe a couple of nights I can't get on. So, but the thing is, if I do a Spyro special, I won't be on for that. So yeah, I don't know. But I will start filming the new episode soon. Kraus said, one air rifle idea I'd love to see, but I don't think they'll make it again, would be a combination break barrel air rifle. Yeah, with 2.5, 0.25 and 1.7. Yeah, unscrew the barrels and change them, yes. Persia said 2 holes zombie knife. If it's got more than 1 hole, it's a zombie knife. However, only if the blade's over 8 inches. And this thing looks like the blade's about that long. Yeah. No, if it's got more than 1 hole, it's a zombie knife. But also, it has to be over 8 inches long. Blade. Not knife, but blade. Yeah. No, more than 1. That's all it is, more than 1. Yeah, just more than 1 is enough. More than 1 hole makes it a zombie. Doc said they sell one of those over here. Can't remember if it's break barrel or CO2. Yeah, you used to be able to get, I can't remember the make of it, but you used to get quite a nice air rifle that it was a break barrel. Yeah, and you could just basically undo the barrels and change them. I said, I meant like a, oh, you meant like a double barrel under and over. Okay. There was one in the UK a while back. Okay, I did not know about that. I've never seen an under and over air rifle. Why don't they do that more often? Double barrel air rifle. Fuck me. That'd be good. I suppose you'd have to shoot both barrels at the same time potentially, though. If it was because you'd have to have 2 cylinders otherwise. 2 springs, 2 cylinders, wouldn't you? Because I always wanted basically an air rifle shotgun. They did a Gammo did like a 2-2 like shotgun air rifle. So you put like little fucking cartridges in it that had shot in, but they wouldn't sell them in the UK. Even said, I guess we're all zombie knives then. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Jot said, because the spring would be a bitch. It would. Yeah. You'd have to shoot both at the same time, wouldn't you? Or you'd have to have 2. Yeah. But yeah. Umrex makes some lovely air rifles, but half of them haven't made their way over here yet. Like the CO2 blowback M3 grease gun. But that ain't in the UK yet. Shotgun air rifle would be great. Yeah, they banned it. I don't know if they banned it, but you weren't allowed to buy it over here. The CO2 double barrel, I suppose, would work. I don't know. But yeah, you don't get double barrel air rifles. Maybe it's too difficult to do. But yeah, the air shotgun by Gammo. It was quite a nice gun. They brought out a version that was just 2-2. Gammo air shotgun. But you might have seen it because it looks exactly like it. So it was called the Gammo Viper Express, I think. Designed as a 2-2 caliber break barrel air gun with a smooth bore barrel, it fires special shot shell filled with number 9 shot. But yeah, it just looked like there was a 2-2 version of it as well. The amount tried to get one when they came out. Doc said, I'll mod it to take a big paintball CO2 cans. That would be the shit. Yeah, full said CO2. Nice. Yeah, I always wanted one of them. I thought about trying to make one. All you'd have to do is try and make what you need, I suppose. I don't know if the rifling would fuck it up, but you could probably make a 2-2 cartridge, thinking about it. I don't know how big they are, but I wonder if I don't see. I'd have to look at them, see how they work. But I wonder, you know, a capsule tablet. I wonder about that. Gammo .22 shot shell. Fucking shark shell. Well, I have no idea what they look like. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's a tube with some kind of cap on the end of it. Well, you could probably make that. For an air rifle. All you need is a tube, essentially. A tube. A 2-2 tube that fits in your barrel. It's obviously might shoot the tube out, but if you could make those tubes out of a straw, then it wouldn't matter if it shot it out every time. A little bit of wax in the end, maybe, I don't know. Wax on each end. The only thing is, I don't know how powerful it would be. There you go. Spring assisted zombie knife person on a pogo stick. Oh, fuck's sake. Yes, pogo, pogo, pogo. Renato said, I'm not a big fan of air rifles, but the short version of the AEA Zeus 72 is very cool. Okay. AEA Zeus 72 air rifle. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Those floating barrels, they always make me think I'd end up breaking it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think so I need to do this bodkin tip video. I'll do that. Mention that I'll do it as a service, but maybe cap it at 50 a piece because I can't be asked to. I can't. If someone sent me 150 fucking tips to make into bodkins, I'd want to fucking kill myself. I'd be making 75 quid out of it, but still, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. The thing is, I've already got too much work to do. That did look pretty cool, didn't it, Eva? Guys said the Remington Vought PCP rifle was very nice. Comes with 17722 and 2.25. It's the closest you will get in the UK to an authentic bolt action air rifle. You must have a very similar taste in guns to me then, because that's another one I always liked the look of proper bolt actions, but it was very rare to get any air rifles that looks like a proper rifle. I like my air rifles to cover up the breech block as well, so they look more like a traditional rifle rather than an air rifle with the breech block showing. Yeah, the only thing that ever come close to a proper bolt action air rifle was the Brocock air cartridge one, and that was a fucking bolt action rifle. But it probably, I don't know how strong it would have been. Yeah. Oh, okay, Renato. Fair enough, mate. That's not the one. It just, when you said small, I thought you meant that one. Okay, fair enough. That looks nice. It looks a bit more like a standard PCP though. Kraus said, I have it in wood. I have a lot of shell ejecting air guns. It's a shame because the shell ejecting options are limited for air guns. Yeah, I preferred the other one, Evil, as well. Let's just look up this other one quickly. What Carl was talking about. Remington Voigt PCP rifle. Yeah, that looks like it looks like a fucking bolt action rifle. That's beautiful, actually. Yeah, look at that. That's what I mean. That looks like an actual bolt action rifle, doesn't it? You know what? Technically, I shouldn't even be showing you shit like that on live streams. You're not allowed to show. I haven't said any websites, so it's okay. But you're not allowed to talk about places like where you can buy guns from or some shit like that. But I haven't mentioned any websites, so fine. Guys, I wish the bolt action pull was longer, but you can mod it so you can have a longer pull. Well, so it's a bit more realistic sort of thing. Yeah, it looks lovely. Looks really nice. Yeah, all my air rifles, you can't see the breech block because I think they look more like a proper rifle then. I think if you can see that breech block bit, for me it makes them look ugly and it makes it look like an air rifle. So I prefer ones that hide it. I'm on about a break barrel here. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'll have any kind of air rifle, but yeah, nowadays. Beggars can't be choosers nowadays, so I'm happy with what I've got. Guys, I'll have a shell holder that holds inert rounds for the visual aesthetic. Yeah, that sounds really good. Sounds really good. Yes, maybe you have to send me some pictures or something. Yeah. I might go off at 15:15 because I've still got to go to the post box and I don't want to leave it too late. Let's try to judge what time to go down there because I want to. Basically, it's pisshead kicking out time, isn't it? So I don't want to be stood there, have to deal with drunks. Kraus said you can get a sub 12 foot-pound .25 pellets air rifles. Yeah, well, I know people have had some. They've also said Umrex HDX is pump action. Price kind of lets it down there. What's the HDX? Is that one of the paintball markers? Umrex HDX. Homeworks HDX. Umrex HDX. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. What kind of price are they then, Evil? Yeah, the home defence marker. 350 quid. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a lot. With the VAT, 424. That's a shame. Drops are not sure you're using breech block in the way I understand. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. I'll show you what I mean, Drop. Air rifle breech block. Yeah, maybe I'm not. I'm probably saying the wrong word. What would you call that bit where you load the air rifle pellet into? Air rifle breech. But yeah, the bit I'm adding block on when I shouldn't be, I suppose. I think it's still called the breech block. I don't know. Anyway, air rifle. Yes, air rifle. I like mine to not. I'll show you what I mean, Drops. Fuck's sake, come on. I don't like my air rifles to have that bit showing because I think when that shows, it's so obviously an air rifle. You know what I mean? The breech. So I prefer mine to look like this. Because I think if it's hidden, it just looks more like a rifle, proper rifle. Yeah, I like mine to look like that, where you can't see the breech. I can't hold still. Yeah, I hate the breech, Shane. I think it looks ugly. A 68 caliber, not much cheaper than when it first came out. Guys, the Umrex Iconics is a lovely budget PCP rifle. Just wish they made it in wood. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. As far as air rifles go, I'm not really interested in PCP. There's too much stuff you got to do with it. I just for a breakdown. Drop said, legit never seen an air rifle like that, but I get what you mean. Yeah, so I think Drop, maybe it's an English thing, but I'm pretty sure I have seen your air rifle. Pretty sure I have. But I know a lot of the cheap. Well, no, because that was the fucking Weirark that I just showed. This isn't a cheap air rifle. But yeah, I hate them when they've got the breech block shown. Yeah, that's the kind of that's how I like it. See the stock comes right over the breech and you can't see it at all. It's completely hidden. That looks more like a proper rifle, doesn't it? Whereas if it's got that fucking bit showing, I think they look really fucking ugly. I think older ones, I think it's older rifles used to have that shown a lot. Like that, look. And like with that bit showing, plain as day, see that's an air rifle. It looks like an air rifle. But if you hide that breech bit, hide it, looks so much nicer. Looks like a proper rifle then. How you doing, Pete? You right, mate? Drops. I'm not interested in PCP because it would make my heart explode. Yeah. The drop said my rifle is 2 that I put together. The stock is all 177, and the rest is a 2.2. Scope is something like an 8x32. Nice. Yeah, I've definitely seen your air rifle. Have, but I can't remember. Has it got? In my head, it's got a synthetic stock. Am I right or am I wrong? Evil said probably because there's less bullshit from your government regarding if air rifles and if rifles and air rifles over there. Pete said, yeah, that break is dead giveaway with air rifles when you spot them in films. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I prefer my air rifles not to have the breech sticking out. I find it really ugly. Now, however, as I say, I've got some that I like that. Why are people going on my Are Machetes banned in the UK video going, they're not banned, they've just stopped selling the shitty ones. I say within 3 seconds of that video starting they're not banned. Most of it is just trying to explain that I think other people think they're banned. And that's just me trying to work out why they're not selling them anymore. Rusty Lungs, how you doing, mate? I hope they're not too rusty. The HW77 was the best air rifle I owned years ago. I wish I never sold it. So accurate and not at all hold sensitive. Yeah, I've been thinking of maybe getting a Weirark, but I don't know. They are quite dear, aren't they? But they're very good. Doctor, yeah, probably some kind of vinyl polymer. Yeah, I've definitely seen your air rifle. Definitely. All of mine are fucking broken at the minute, but I will fix them. It's just getting around to doing it. I just can't be fucked at the minute. And I've got to buy the stuff. The problem is I've got other stuff. I've got other stuff I need to get on with, and I have at a push got other air rifles if I need them. But I do need to fix my 2 good ones because they are my good air rifles. I said this might be inhumane, but you can get explosive pellets. Yes, I wouldn't use any explosive pellets though, just in case you got charged with some kind of firearms offence. And if you're shooting anything that's going over 12 foot-pound, and police find out, a bit like dieseling, I wouldn't do that either. Don't remember if that was what I'd seen from. Oh no, yes, I have seen that. Yeah. So your breech is hidden. Fuck. That's one of those weird. It's one of those weird images that when you turn it to show it properly, it fucking changes. So I'm gonna have to hold it at an angle. So if I turn that too much, it'll spin. Long old barrel on that. That looks a barrel on that. That looks really, really long barrel. Discord keeps stopping. Drops had been thinking about getting a lever action 2-2, like actual 2-2. Oh yeah, 2-2 bullet rifle. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, lovely little 2-2 lever action would be lovely. And you can get quite a lot of fucking bullets in them, can't you? Don't know how many you get in them, but you know, I imagine you could probably get fucking like. It depends how long the fucking like tube is, but you probably get like fucking. I don't know, 30 shots from one of them. Could you know? I have no idea. That's just me guessing. I said I tend to keep the moderators off of mine. I like to imitate the sound of a loud air rifle. Luke, how you doing, mate? He said, would you know if the Sobek Speedloader 3D printer design can be found anywhere? They won't ship internationally. Luke, was that you who asked about from New Zealand? I will still try and do that. The problem is I've been so fucking busy that I just keep fucking forgetting. If you want, I could probably pass you on the details to the bloke who makes them. Email me again, and I'll tell you what. Email me again. I do apologise for not getting back to you. I've been really busy, and I fucking forgot. The problem is I get a fair few emails a day off of people about stuff, and it just fucking drives me mad. I'm not saying you drive me mad, but just there's so much going on, I can't keep up with it. Send me another email, and I'll pass you on the details to the bloke who makes them, right? I'll also explain to him about your situation, and he may well, you might be able to do it through him. However, and I'll tell you the other reason I haven't done it yet is because I need to sort out with him some other stuff, so I might be able to get the stuff and you can basically just buy it through me. You know what I mean? But I need to sort that out with him as well, because there was he was having a family issue, and I didn't hear from him for about 2 weeks, and then I'm terrible with replying to people. Anyway, send me a message, and I could pass you on his details, and you might be able to ask him personally. Would he send it to New Zealand? You'll pay, obviously, the postage it would cost. Yeah. And he may well do it anyway, just, with you, just not through eBay. Because I think that's the issue. I think they don't like doing it. I don't know, maybe there's too much postage that they think people won't be interested in. But I'll explain to him that you'd be interested in buying them off him, obviously paying the postage it would take to get to New Zealand, and would he do it? If not, though, I will do it. It's just I keep forgetting, mate. But once I need to get hold of this bloke, Andy. He's a good bloke. I need to get hold of Andy to talk to him about some more accessories anyway, because the problem is I think I've got a bit sort of when they started going on about crossbow licenses and that, my brain almost went, fuck them then. I won't bother with the crossbows anymore. Do you know what I mean? I shouldn't have done that, really, because they're not getting fucking licensed yet. Kraus said, if you like an air rifle that tries to mimic a modern tactical combat rifle, check out Air Arms S510T Tactical. Remind me next time you're on, I'll have a proper look for that. I've had enough looking at my phone tonight. Renato said, what do you think of the 6th needle from Sprav? Not really. I don't know a lot about it, really. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I find a lot of the things that he comes up with are either gimmicky or he's copied someone else's work and claimed it for his own, which then instantly annoys me. Because I don't mind people copying stuff and then admitting it, but there's been a lot of products that he's basically copied off of other people and he claimed he invented them, and he fucking well didn't. And instantly that's like, okay, I'm not having anything to do with that. I wouldn't encourage anyone to buy it. But I'm not saying this about 6 Needler, but like he claims that he designed pantograph knives. They've been around since World War II times or before. He fucking reckons he invented that. He didn't invent it. What he did, he looked at someone else's design, which has been around for fucking years, and thought, oh, I could put some handle scales on that. And then he claims he invented it because he stuck a piece of wood on the side of it. And the problem is, a lot of his viewers all are such sycophantic freaks that they go on about him like he's the greatest fucking thing that's ever done anything. Nearly everything he's ever come up with has been plagiarized and nicked from someone else. Yes. So, but because of that, I've never really looked into the Six Needler because I find him very off-putting as a person, and his business tactics and the way he is as a YouTuber. Yeah, a lot of people really like him, but if you know a bit more about the way videos work, he fakes stuff. I've seen him fake tests to make certain things look bad, to make his stuff look better. Then there's that claiming that he's invents things when he don't. It irritates me, and I find it really fucking like he's not who he pretends to be. You know what I mean? So instantly, if there's anything to do with him, you know. But the Six Needler may be great. I have no idea about it though. I have no idea about it. So yeah, that's my little sprav rant. past, I got to go off, by the way. I got to go down the fucking post box. Wish me luck. I don't see any drunks. I'll take a big old knife with me somewhere. Should be alright. Oh, I only got to walk about 200 metres down the road, 300 metres down the road and back from there. Renato said, I care about the product, not the sprav. Yes. Well, there you go. Yeah, because don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff he's had involvement in is very good, like the Revo 7, great, But there's like time like he claims he invented the Crossbow magazine. That's bullshit. Crossbow magazine has been around since over 2,000 years. The Chinese was using them 2,000 years ago, and even on YouTube, he wasn't the first person to show a Crossbow magazine. There was a bloke on YouTube called Stuart Palmer. Look up Stuart Palmer, STUARTPALMER. He was the first person on YouTube to do a crossbow magazine crossbow. Anyway, but you'll get his sycophantic supporters saying, going on Stuart's video saying that Stuart copied him. Fucking didn't. You can look on George Spraff's channel and look on Stuart's and do the dates of when the video. Stuart was doing it 2 years before he'd even picked one up. Anyway. What month we in drop? I'll get back to you in a second. Drop. The price of the Six Needler sewing machine seems cheap. That's quite good. Kraus said, did you say you're going to get working on the Metal Gear knife next month? I know you were talking about one. Crow, I might even start it next week if I'm bored. But I said, I already know about the magazine crossbow you're talking about. Yes. Because he'll claim soon that he invented the electric automatic magazine crossbow. Didn't. There's already one of those. Look up Duckman automatic crossbow. It's already been done. Duckman automatic crossbow. Already been done. So when he claims he invented it, or all his viewers claim as well that he invented it, just know that he didn't. And the fact that he doesn't fucking tell them he didn't just shows what kind of person he is. Anyway. Johnson, when's your YouTube anniversary? I will tell you exactly when. I think it's May. I think it's 16th of May, maybe. My channel will be 18. All right, hang on. I'll tell you exactly when dropped. I've got my channel. Right. When did I start my channel? 21st of May. 21st of May. My channel will be 18 soon. I said that'll be a treasure, then, won't it? Next generation electronic crossbow prototype. I can't fucking I can't do the fucking things. Hang on. I copy and paste that, but I can't do it. Who's that by then? Images. Capuzzo. Nice. Yeah, look up Duckman. I'll show you fucking Duckman crossbow if you want. Duckman automatic crossbow. Right. 2013. So 13 years ago, he made an automatic crossbow. "13 years ago." And don't get me wrong, like, people will make better designs, but it's just when people make out that they're making these things and they're the first one to do it. Like, Duckman's probably not the first person to do it either. That's an automatic crossbow there. That he's just holding the trigger down. May not be fast, but 13 years ago. That was 13 years ago. I won't pay all that because you can get copyright things nowadays for using other people's videos, and if they don't like it, they can say, like, take it down. But yeah, Renato, that's very cool, very cool. Krause said, "Damn, the Scout Epoch is a damn good-looking air rifle." Holy shit! Right, so yeah, I saw that video a while ago. Yeah, but yeah, don't get me wrong. It is very cool that people are progressing the technology. And yes, if it weren't for people like Josh Brav, crossbow technology probably wouldn't be at the state it is now. However, the reason it wasn't at the state now, do you know why? Do you know why they stopped messing around with crossbows? Firearms. The natural progression of crossbows was firearms, essentially. When gunpowder was invented, or whatever, or firearms were invented, they moved away from crossbows. You didn't need to anymore. So what's happened is we've basically gone back to an old technology and started redoing it. Hundreds of years later, because they moved on to something else that was better anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is nice. But yeah, because problem is, that's what you need. The only way to really progress these things is you need someone who's basically in it for the money, really. And then they'll progress it a lot quicker. If they're making a lot of money out of it, they will they'll progress it a lot quicker. So you need someone who's interested in it for the money. Bolt action crossbow, yes. And so for me, what matters is making repeating crossbows that don't jam and are cheaper. Yeah, well, that's where the Sobek comes in. That doesn't jam. 70 quid. Mine don't anyway. Now, crossbows can do something that firearms can't do. Almost silent fire. Yes, well, yeah, but they still do make a noise though. Because that's the thing. There is this myth that they don't make any noise. And they do. But I know what you mean. They are quiet, though. They are quiet. Yeah. Right, that's gone half past. I need to fuck off. You got me going on about stuff I was, interested in. Right. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow night at about 9:30 normal time. Don't have to retrieve bullets after you shoot them. Yeah, but you get what I was getting at, though, don't you? The reason that crossbows stopped progressing was because something better came along. That's what it was. You didn't need crossbows for war anymore because you suddenly had guns. Because crossbows back in the day weren't like, they weren't a recreational thing. They was a weapon of war. Something better came along, so they stopped using bows, they stopped using crossbows, moved on to something better. That for then meant, since medieval times, crossbows have not developed anymore. It's a bit like if we went back to the horse and cart and then suddenly started kitting out horses and like making carts that was like really lightweight and shit. We moved on because you don't need a horse and cart anymore. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I love crossbows, and I love that they're developing them now so that we can have really good crossbows for countries where you can't have firearms or they're not easy access, you know. Yeah. Right. Cheers for watching, everyone. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like the stream before you go. And I'll see you all tomorrow night, alright? If I've got to fuck off down the post box. Good night. See you later. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.